What am I saying when I call someone a coffee scroll? Well, there's just a stump there at the moment.
That's so scary.
Never do that.
The way of the bard is the way of friendship.
Sure.
I am humanoid, but my head's different.
It's so good.
I am a woman.
I went to a man called the Conan O'Brien.
Worried Tom scared to speak, be brave Tombo. There's 4 fucking people, cunt, and I'm a guest. It's called being polite.
Yeah, you know.
Hello! Welcome to Back Pocket, live from the Loki Studios on September the 14th, Thursday. Starring, she's just talking out loud.
What?
It's Steph Bendix.
Nah, I'm being
and
quite shh.
According to extremely reliable sources, he's good. It's Tom Walker.
What's going on?
Raider of extensive gift shops, it's Ruby.
You know you can get the Transformers for only $55,000
From Type of Tongue?
He's over there creatively thinking, it's Josh!
Hey!
That's very cute.
And me, Peter. I have a novelty tea on. And tonight on the show, Disunity, Using Our Heads, and more novelty teas coming up a bit later. Tom, thank you so much for joining us in the Back Pocket studio.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Welcome to the couch.
Thanks. It's been nice sitting down.
Yeah. You're mostly a stand-up guy, right?
Yeah.
That's my one zinger for the night. That felt so good.
Yeah,
Yeah. So thank you for letting me on the couch.
yeah. I heard a song today which said that sitting down is the opposite of standing, and sitting down is the opposite of running around.
Can we unpack that? Is sitting down the opposite of standing?
Yeah.
I would think the opposite of standing is being on your head inverted.
Well, he also said that
Okay.
in the song.
What song was this?
It was a song I heard today.
Sure.
Do you
Yeah.
remember the name of
How
the
does-
song
how
or
does
the
it go?
artist?
I think it was called Sitting. Sitting is the opposite of standing. Sitting
Was
is
this
the,
a meth addict in the park
It was
down the road?
by it's by TJ Mac, who is a character done by Brian Jordan Alvarez.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you
Wait, no,
watched
is
a
this-
comedy TikTok.
I'm sorry, is this actually a real thing? 'Cause I
Yeah.
thought this was a bit and we were all part of
It's
it.
a song.
Yeah. It's a reference to a bit. It's not a song.
It's not a.
It's not
a
on
song.
Spotify.
It could be, because it had a really good instrumental behind it as well. It
Am
kind of
I
sounded
the-
like J-pop.
Am I the problem? Is this am I the reason
is
she's
normal.
doing this? Or
This
is-
happens every time.
Okay,
It
all
happens
right.
every
I
time.
just wanted to make sure. Because sometimes when something's going completely crazy, it's because of me.
No,
Sure.
you're not allowed
Yeah.
to take responsibility
No.
for that.
Okay, fantastic.
Understandable you would think
as the
that.
other person on this couch with bangs, I also
Yeah.
have a responsibility to be kind of weird.
You do have
Yeah.
the same haircut separated by about 8 months.
We were made in the same character creator. But
Yeah.
my one, they've hit random a bunch.
Yeah. And then he's made, and then you just click female, and then it turns into me immediately.
Type of Tongue. We're not sponsored by Type of Tongue, but if
We should be.
if the proprietors of Type of Tongue are watching, we would love some sponsorship. We would love to eat Thai food every Thursday night. And we would love to show off some of the extensive gift shop that you have on offer. You
Well,
guys
it's
ate
great.
there the other night? Is that what happened?
Because we went to dinner at Type of Tongue.
It's so good.
It is.
to-
It is so much better than you think it's going to be for a
Yeah.
place that has gigantic transformers for you to walk past.
Yeah.
It seems like it'd be the worst restaurant in the world, and then it's like some of the best Thai food
It's
I've ever had.
So
Yeah, it's
good.
legit.
And it's a massive restaurant too, especially
It's
for
huge.
Newtown. It takes up like 3 shop blocks.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
fills it all with tables of Thai food, and it's all amazing.
And 2 stories. There's an entire. Have you ever been down to the down floor?
What?
Dude,
Yeah.
this is
There's
the
an
thing I found
underground?
out. There's an underground. If you go on the weekends or something, they'll be
Yeah.
like, "Come down here."
Oh,
and
overflow.
there's an
Come down.
entire extra floor down
Holy
there,
Yeah.
same size as the
shit.
floor upstairs.
Are there
Yeah.
more Transformers?
I was about to say, is there another
Yes,
gift shop?
That's where they keep the Xenomorph.
Oh, because the
Morph. I've
Xenomorph
seen
used to. There
it.
was a time because we lived in Newtown for a bit, and we would walk past, and I think Alien versus Predator 3 had just come out, or 2, whichever one. And they had a Predator out the front.
Yeah.
And I was pretty
Predator was there
tempted.
for a long time.
Well,
yeah.
I think they've got the
I don't think they've ever
Transformers
sold
up
one of
there.
those things. Let's start with that.
I think they have.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah. I like to believe it
Okay.
in my heart.
Yeah.
I think it's a conversation piece.
Yeah.
Because it's not just that it's like it's Alien versus Predator, but made out of like bicycle gears and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, imagine having it and then just giving it a big old smack and going, "This was $65,000, but I got it for $55,000."
Yeah.
Yes.
You've made 10 grand.
Yeah.
In a day.
You've saved more money than you would on most things.
It's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
I still don't reckon they've sold anything out of that shop.
I think they have. One day you're going to walk into a shop that's potentially most likely sells hookahs and it's going to have one of those standing there and it welcomes you. It says, "Welcome in, Peter." And you're like, "How do you know my name?"
I sold my year 12 artwork for $2,000 when I graduated high school, which was like insane to me.
That is insane to me also.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the artwork is.
It was like two like life-size drawings of Kirk Hammett and
James Hetfield.
James Hetfield from Metallica.
They were pretty. They're pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I was going through a
crazy.
Metallica phase and
What?
I don't know. It's just what I was feeling at the
Do
time.
you know who bought the drawings?
Yeah, it was like some random like graphic artist.
You are shitting me.
She was not into metal at all.
She? What?
I don't think she.
A million years I wouldn't have guessed there was a she at the other end of this transaction.
She was like she was like a small graphic design, a woman who owned a graphic design studio. She did. I don't think she knew who Metallica was, or maybe she like knew of them tangentially, but I don't think she was like, there's Kirk Hammett. Like,
She was just like, there's two. Oh, you know what? I've always wanted two big drawings of guys in black t-shirts.
Yeah.
But they were.
one was red because it was angry, and the other one was blue because it was like,
Well, I mean, like,
those
as
are
a
the
woman,
two emotions.
They are the-
Fuel
they
and we
are
got
the two
one.
emotions.
Yeah,
As a
okay.
woman-
Anger and sadness.
The
Yeah.
first thing I think about of like what I want as a piece of art is probably two dudes,
Sure,
Yeah.
just two guys.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
It sounds nice. You know what? I like to believe that you did a really great job with it.
I'll find a photo of it and I'll post it in the Discord.
They were cool. They were stylized. They were life-size, but they weren't realistic depictions.
Yeah, it wasn't just like the feet, and they weren't just like standing there as a full life size. It was like, you know, but they were like as tall as a person.
Are they,
They were cool.
are they separate? Are they cardboard cutout like standees, or are we talking just
No,
like
it was just like
one big canvas?
it was two canvases side by side.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one guy on each of them. two
And
guys
a-
on one.
And a
blank on the
woman
other.
bought these?
Yeah. A woman.
And a fellow artist bought one of them.
Holy
Or two,
crap!
both of them.
Yeah.
I wonder if they still have them. Or if they just wanted that particular canvas and did something on the back of it.
And I remember my parents were like, "This is like that's a lot of money," and I was like, "I know." They're like, "Well, you can put it in a savings account and you can start putting some savings together." And I was like, "Absolutely." And then I bought a laptop.
Yeah.
Good times.
Speaking of good times, why don't we go a little bit of backup?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except, I believe you said that the backup was going to be not a good time.
Well, 50-50.
So
So how we're doing this?
don't mislead our viewers.
I would never lie.
Look at that face.
I would never lie to anyone. But today is going to be different, but maybe not different because I also haven't been here the whole time, so I don't know, how everything's always worked forever. But this might be different. But
It could be the same, though.
it could
Stick around and
it
find
could
out.
Be something that you've done before also could be different. So
Tom's face.
What you're in for right now.
Amazing.
No, just
Might
taking
be.
a little bit of damage.
but the way that we're going
An
to do
event
a
is
little bit of-
unfolding. The
Yeah,
unfolding of the event is currently occurring.
it's happening, and the thing that is happening
It
is
may
what
well
it
be
is.
unique unless it has happened before.
And if it's happened before, then it's the same as it was.
Then, of course, that's an occurrence of the event.
And the cycle continues.
A little bit of backup is sponsored by Muso for Hire.
Nice. Oh,
Finish
well
him.
done.
Very nice. Do,
Topical.
Finish Muso for hire. That's our challenge to the viewers tonight. Go out there and finish him.
Yeah, finish him. So, and what we're doing with Muso for Hire is whoever is presenting the segment, which happens to be me, will be finding something that you hire, and I'll give you guys the time allotment of the hiring, and
you want to know how much it costs? Yeah, we want to know
you
the
guys guess how much it costs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I chose last week?
What?
I found out how much it cost to hire celebrated Australian musician Guy Sebastian to sing at your
Guy
wedding.
Sebastian
Interesting.
for the wedding.
Mine's actually kind of similar.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
And also kind of relates to
so
you,
in
Tom.
sync.
Oh, me.
Ooh.
Because I have done some research, aka read a Wikipedia page, and I learned that you went to clown school.
That's true.
Okay.
So I went on to yabadoo.com.au and I found clown hire.
Okay.
And for 2 hours, you can hire a clown to do a magic show, interactive games, treasure hunt, modeled balloons, music, prizes, more games, tattoos, time pending.
All right.
Face painting, time pending, and special balloon for birthday child.
Tattoos.
First question,
Okay.
Tom. What's in the special balloon for birthday child?
Only birthday child knows that.
Okay.
Come back to me.
No one else can know.
As a clown yourself, do you have experience with special balloon for birthday child?
Well, everybody knows what special for birthday child is, and it's an important part of every clown's repertoire.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
So-
So there's a 2-hour booking for a clown at a kid's party.
That's right.
But it can be any party.
It could be any
It
party.
could be an adult party with face painting.
Yeah, you do not have to be a child to have a clown at your birthday.
My fiance has hired face painters for our wedding.
Yeah.
With I would say a distressingly small amount of consultation with me. But she's hired one face painter who does, the classics. We're talking Tiger, Spider-Man, and then the other one does like zombie special effects makeup. So a lot of open wounds and
Awesome.
bruises and like rotting.
Nice.
And so you can choose which of the looks or combine the two.
Yeah,
Are
that
they
rocks.
there before the ceremony?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Rocks so hard.
Look, it's some freedom
Demi's
for me
right.
to be like, well, I guess I can keep the mullet. It's not going to be the thing everyone talks about in the photo.
Someone's just got an entire wound.
Why is Tom marrying Spider-Man?
Cool. So how much do you think it costs
Oh, man.
for 2 hours?
And any of those options are included.
They are all included.
Wow.
Except for tattoos and face painting, which is time
Yeah,
pending.
you're not going to get through that amount of face painting, are you? In 2 hours.
Because they have they'll have a routine that they do.
It's just one clown.
I would say I would go. That's a $500 booking. That's what I'd pay for a clown to a kid's party.
Are we letting everyone guess?
Based on
Okay.
my research, I would say last week when
Yeah.
I was looking at people to hire, I would say, sorry, finish your sentence, Stephanie. I would say 300.
Ooh. And
I'm going to say 300.
okay.
Okay. $1,200.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I don't think it's right, but I would like it
That's
to be
what you
right.
would charge.
That would
Okay.
be funny to me.
Yeah.
Funny to you, yeah, of course.
Yes.
And as a clown yourself, you would say that it's what the artist deserves.
It's what the artist deserves, especially if you're bringing not only games, but more games.
yeah,
Which
more,
I would say,
and more games.
that is not a case where you need the 2 bullet points. That is someone who is aware that they are fighting a losing battle with this pitch.
And
Yeah, yeah.
other games as well.
Fill out the word count.
Some that are interactive and some that are. Oh.
But also,
games.
I forgot that doesn't. You got to cater for the cost of the balloon for birthday
The
child as well.
special balloon for birthday
child.
child. That's
Yep.
right.
Okay. What do we got?
So you 500?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
300.
300?
1200.
1200. 417.
Oh, shit.
Weirdly specific.
That is specific.
Yeah.
So you were closest.
I was closest.
And
Does that mean I get a clown?
only valid in Newcastle? So don't even think about it if you're not in Newcastle.
Because in Sydney, it would be $500 easily.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably
But in
1,200
Newey,
actually.
Yeah.
I think what we're dealing with there is that there is a clown who is for hire, and they have found a single-use $117 balloon, and they're charging the Newcastle clown hire rates, and then making sure they break even on the balloon.
Yeah,
You know?
Gotcha.
It's actually
Okay.
kind of fucked up
It's
when you
smart.
think
It's
about
smart
it.
business model.
We went to a wedding with a clown once. The clown was
Like he came with you?
You guys all piled into his tiny car?
I don't remember that.
like that would be.
Where
no,
was the clown?
it wasn't a clown. It was a magician. I get
They're
them
completely different.
confused.
A whole different vibe.
They're two
Yeah.
different things.
Yeah.
Yeah. One guy does magic, one guy does. Actually, that clown also does magic. So
Yeah,
it's kind of.
You gotta
It's a clown doing magic, though, not
Yeah.
a magician.
You gotta diversify.
Yeah,
gotta
exactly.
diversify.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with this version of thank you Muso for hire once again. With this little bit of backup, we got some bad news and we got some good news because the bad news sucks hard. So I thought, why not also have some good news, which is kind of good news. It's good news.
It's
Disguise.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So the bad news is Unity stinky, right? I think everybody's seen the news of Unity
That
introducing
specific headline.
Yeah, Unity stinky. If I was still in gaming journalism. But Unity introduced a new quote-unquote runtime fee, which will charge developers for downloads of their game. It's planned to take effect on the 1st of January 2024, and it'll charge creators a 20-cent fee every time a user installs their Unity-powered game, including multiple installs by one user. This apparently would also include pirated versions of games, which Unity somehow has access to,
Yeah.
potentially through a new DRM, which could possibly also affect game performance. And as well, they've had to clarify over and over and over again what this means, because everybody was just like, oh, that sounds like a really bad shit idea
Yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny that. But they've said that the fee will only apply to games that have made at least $200,000 in the last 12 months, and also have at least 200,000 lifetime installs for developers using Unity Personal and Unity Plus plans, because there's multiple different Unity plans.
Yep.
Or 1 million in the last 12 months and 1 million lifetime installs for developers using Unity Pro and Unity Enterprise. And the fee will not apply to developers using Unity for film, educational, and gambling purposes.
Oh, of course not.
Funny.
Of course
Why
not.
would you?
Funny.
Yeah.
I'd argue that they'd be making the most money. And making it think.
It's like when we had the lockout laws and they were like, we don't want anyone staying out after dark unless you go to the casino. That's fine.
Fun. Break up your family.
Everyone in the casino, go on.
Go on. But yeah, since the announcement and the heavy backlash against it, Unity has quote unquote regrouped on some of its decisions, now stating that developers would only be charged upon initial installations of their games on a device. Demo downloads also don't count. Game Pass downloads would be charged to the distributor, I'm assuming to Xbox.
Yeah, Microsoft.
They'd have to
and
pay
that,
for it, which would probably mean that they
That Microsoft
wouldn't
would
take as
not
many
use.
Unity
Stop.
games.
Yeah. That'd be
Um,
disincentivize them from
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And charity bundle downloads would also be exempt, but they haven't clarified how that would work. Many have assumed that developers would have to somehow notify Unity that their game is part of a charity bundle. So like taking one extra stupid step.
Yeah,
Yeah.
being like, please don't charge us
Through
for this
Humble Bundle or
specific
something.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
This bundle is to raise money for trans kids. Please don't charge us so much that we go 60K into debt.
Yeah.
And they've also provided even more clarification today. I haven't written it down, but basically saying that the runtime fee will only really apply to successful games. So if your game becomes successful,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Sucks for you.
Basically.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a funny thing because Unity has kind of always been I mean, like, I would argue that game maker and RPG maker are probably a bit more accessible, but in terms of like making a pretty pretty large scale game as an indie developer, Unity is kind of the way to go. It's probably the most accessible.
Yeah.
With their asset store, and also the way that games are made inside the engine. So for that to be kind of the most accessible option, and then for the higher ups of the company going, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be more accessible.
Yeah.
I think I would like some money, please.
Yeah,
they're
I
already
mean,
getting money.
I've not seen any positive reaction to it from the gaming community, and particularly the development community. You wouldn't expect to, though, when someone says, we're going to charge you more to use our service. You know, it's like they own that engine. It's just, it seems like a short-sighted business move to cut down all the work that they've done. Unity has positioned itself as being the indie developer's engine, the way more accessible version of Unreal. Effectively, it's like you can get a AAA looking game out of our engine, which is way easier to buy into from a development standpoint. So it seems like they're just destroying any good faith that is attached to them, and their business model is independent developers coming to them, and now they're just shooting them in the foot.
Yeah, Laughing Seal says that's the only engine they were taught at uni for dev classes. I imagine that would change.
That was the same as well. I did intro to video games and made my own little game in Unity.
But also, I
That's what
imagine
they
Unity
teach.
feel like they're just going to be they're just the first ones to do this, but this will become the norm going forward. And they're like, oh, we're just the first ones that are starting to charge in this way, and everyone will follow. But then that sucks as well, because then you're providing a precedent for other like
Yeah, that's the
engine
thing.
companies to do that.
Yeah, because right now there's going to be like people who are planning, like they're fleeing to Godot or whatever, you know. But then what's to say that everyone else won't, you know, eventually have a CEO who is like, all right, well, I know how to make my mark.
Yeah.
And I know how to make big number go up.
Yeah.
And eventually they may well, you know, you might be stuck just making games on the Pico 8. Like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
That sucks, man.
It's such a funny thing of just like, nobody liked it. Nobody liked the news. It wasn't good news to anybody except for maybe one guy.
Well,
one
there was interesting story.
certain
Even
guy.
I was going to say, except the shareholders.
Yeah.
But you know,
It's funny.
There was
the
reports
of people working in the building selling their stock because they knew the stock price was about to tank.
Yeah.
Which sounds like
Yeah.
insider trading.
Interesting. Fascinating.
I don't know enough about stocks, but that's what it sounds like to me.
It sounds like people inside a building were
Yeah,
trading
we're
off of
trading.
knowledge from the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who can be sure? Who can be sure, of course?
Yes,
Not
of
me.
course.
Not us. And
Allegedly.
all of this is alleged.
Yeah. Hey, in my opinion. All right. I saw a theory.
Yes.
As well, because like they made a real point of being like, only successful games.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
worry. But like, one, that disincentivizes
Being a
people
success on the engine.
to have success with their games, and they need success in their games to make money. But I have seen people kind of being like, well, a certain Genshin Impact is made with Unity, as is Honkai Star Rail, and they make a whole lot of money. But I mean, like,
But that's a gambling platform.
well, that's the thing. They could potentially get away
Rebrand.
with it
Oh,
by
yeah.
just saying the quiet part out loud and being like,
That's
"They're a
so
gambling
true. I
game."
didn't even think
Actually,
of the
we're a
fact
ga-
that then it's
it is a gambling game.
incentivizing people to potentially include gambling elements in the game to get around the charge.
It would be so good if they just came out and were like, okay, fine, like, look, Honkai and all stars. What was the other one?
Genshin Impact.
Genshin
Genshin
Impact.
Impact.
I'm sorry, I was mixing up my games that I dislike for no reason.
I actually like. They're fun.
Yeah,
I've
no,
played
they
both
seem-
of them. They're fun.
Star Citizen and Honkai Star Rail, but fuck, I did it again. I keep calling it Star Citizen. Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail both seem like, I mean, the reason I'm keeping away from them is because they'll tap into my brain and make me be like, I have to have the green lady or
Yeah,
whatever.
no, it's very that.
Yeah.
Like the only way that I've gotten away with not spending any money is I just look away from the shop. I get scared because I'm like, if I start, I will not be able to stop.
Yeah.
And like it's pretty easy to make a lot of in-game currency. You just need to not have
A life.
the sickness that makes you buy things, which I think a lot of people do, and they say probably shouldn't play those games.
Oh yeah, and yeah.
It's bad. It's bad. But that's the bad news.
Bye bad news.
Bye bad news. Bye forever. I hate bad news, which is why I've got a little bit of good news.
Yay.
Switch 2 real?
Officially? Rumored?
Our friends at Nintendo are cooking up another banger.
More consoles?
Switch 2 real life?
Again?
That's crazy.
So apparently, according to reports, Nintendo has been showing off their newest console, not called the Switch 2, but it's probably the easiest way to refer to it, right?
Yeah.
Nintendo's new console, that's 3 words. Switch 2, that's a word and a number. Easy, right? So they've been showing it off behind closed doors at Gamescom, like purely for developers. They got dev kits on show, and according to I think the Nate the Hate podcast, as well as VGC, they've been showing off a new version of Breath of the Wild on the new console, and Nate from the Nate the Hate podcast has claimed that this demo ran at a 4K resolution with 60 FPS frame rate and near instant loading times.
Huge. Welcome to 2013.
Yeah. See, the thing is, the 4K and the 60 FPS, it's like whatever. Like, that's been happening.
Yeah.
The near instant loading times is what interests me, because that's something that was kind of made a huge deal on PlayStation 5, what with Ratchet and Clank. And God of War being like one shot, right?
Yeah. And the ability to kind of like the sort of save state thing that they introduce as well.
Yeah, it's huge. That would probably be the most exciting thing. And as well, Nintendo also used that Matrix Awakens, the Unreal Engine 5 demo.
Yeah, right.
To kind of, demonstrate the power of it. And it was good. This Nate guy has also said that the Matrix Awakens looks the same on Nintendo's new hardware as it does on PS5 and Xbox Series X, with even better ray tracing features. However, the source does caveat this by suggesting the demo likely wasn't running on native hardware, but instead a dev kit with similar specs. And so, Switch 2 is real? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's surprised that Nintendo are making new hardware.
I'm surprised they're making better hardware.
The thing that I was stuck on just then was trying to picture how they're going to mess this up. Because all that sounds so nice. How are they going to they're going to make a clamshell device that then as soon as you close it, smashes both screens at once.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's about being the impermanence of entertainment. Like, how are they going to mess this up as bad as they want to? Because we know that's all they want to do. The Nintendo. They want to fuck this up so bad.
What Nintendo has kind of always, literally always gotten away with is doing the bare minimum to make it work. And that's kind of fine.
I think that's sometimes
I love Nintendo.
true.
I love Nintendo to death, but they will do just as much as they need to do to get a game running all right to good, and just run with that for as long as they can. They've never had the height of specs.
It does.
No, of course not.
But
No,
it does feel like they're at least a little bit. I feel like they always, by the time they come out with something that is equivalent to the current console generation, the current console generation is ending. And this at least feels like a little bit sooner in the process.
Yeah, we're probably still, and we don't have any details on when this thing's coming, but if this isn't out next year, and it won't be, we're probably at that point only 4 or 5 years away from the next PlayStation and Xbox. I think the console generations are getting longer as Xbox and PlayStation just start making PCs. That they put plastic around.
Realizing there's kind of less to upgrade.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think what Nintendo did with the Switch, and they do all the time, is that they stay weird.
Worried Tom, scared to speak, be brave Tombo. I'm speaking. It's called being polite. It's called. There's 4 fucking people, cunt, and I'm a guest. Oh my good God.
We do talk over each other a lot in this show. I apologize.
No,
He's just
you don't know how much I'm holding back.
Hey, be brave.
I'm brave.
Be braver, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, hey Tom, you're gonna really want to weigh in on this. The rumors about the Nintendo Switch 2. We're really gonna need your fucking steady hand on the conversational rudder.
Tom is a very brave boy.
But
and you flip chat.
But thank you for the support.
Before the show, Tom did come up to me very quietly and goes, "I'm so fucking scared. I'm the scariest I've ever been in my whole life."
I said that to you in private. I said to you in private that I was nervous.
Yeah, and I said I might say this live.
I texted mother, say nice things.
Would
Say nice things to me.
Would it make you feel better if I told everyone that Peter thought XQC was called XQ Cow?
Yes.
Because
that was brutal.
Because it's XQC Overwatch and he thought...
So
his name is literally XQ Cow. Those are the letters in sequence. I was like, XQ Cow.
So did he play Overwatch? Is that how he got?
He was a former professional Overwatch player,
Right.
yeah.
XQ
And then he became just a guy who's online
The
every
posture
second
makes
of the day.
sense then.
Yeah. He's got that,
and the artist
kidding,
just
she's
spilling
alright.
over the desk.
He's not. He sucks.
he's a strange man.
Chats with me.
He's scary.
Thank you for that, for brutally bringing that up.
He's
You're welcome.
French.
Nintendo always... speaking of bravery,
Yeah.
Nintendo brave. They make weird shit.
So brave.
And often it doesn't work, but at least it's different. Like, did anyone really get excited about the new PlayStation and Xbox? Or do they just go, that's powerful? The thing that's great about those consoles is that they're an affordable way of getting a really powerful PC effectively, is what they've become today. You buy a Nintendo, you're getting something different.
True.
The Switch is weird. The Wii U was weird. The Wii was weird. And they've all been brilliant. Because they just like allow developers their internal developers especially to be really creative and do some stuff that's like
they were like, what if you
had
have
huge impact.
two screens
And unique,
Yeah.
one of them
and
you touch?
Yeah.
That
unique
rocks.
tech that kind of families can interact with as well as gamers, I guess, is kind of always their MO. Trying to bring people together and make stuff that's like fun to interact with, even if you're not a gamer.
Yeah. So I just hope it's weird and
God, yes.
the new Zelda looks good.
Yeah, I would love just like, because the thing is, I honestly don't think they're trying to compete with PlayStation and Xbox. I think they're trying to compete with the Steam Deck. So it seems like their first thing in mind is strength and how's this going to run the newer games that come out.
That's
which
a good
is
point.
cool, like whatever. And like I get it because the Steam Deck's basically, a PC for your hands. Like I would argue that Xbox and PlayStation, that they're in a corner slapping each other around, and the Switch is over here pissing its pants. Like they're in two completely different worlds. But then the Steam Deck comes along and sits on the Switch. Like they're fighting different fights, right?
And where's Ruby in this?
And I was
about to say,
throwing money at both of them.
Fight.
Yeah, and I think it's they're different fights, but ultimately, like Switch, I think has made the decision to stay handheld. So what they're looking for now is power, and it sucks because I would love to see Wii U 2, Wii U to you, but it's like Wii U to you the person. I think that would be neat. I just want a big DS again.
We could be seeing, a Wii U style, like a Switch dock, and then separate to the Switch itself, we have like a PS Vita sized little Wii U tablet or something.
Like maybe it gives birth to the smaller one.
Oh, I love
And
that.
it comes out
Yeah,
wet.
it comes out.
It comes out sopping wet every
It comes out
time.
wet every time.
Slimy too. It
And then
doesn't
you try and
leave.
look inside it, and it
Yeah.
kind of like bites at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the bigger one has teeth.
Yeah.
Have you guys messed around with any of the other like handhelds? There's a booming and horrible emulation handheld market, which I for some reason will watch hours upon hours of a very soft-spoken man be like, the RGB 37 can run at pretty much anything from the
Iron
PlayStation
Neo.
2.
Yeah.
They're
And
always
the
like
ROG Ally.
I can't say
Ally.
this name. Oh, the ROG, but there's big companies doing it, aren't there? So-
Lenovo just brought one out. I'm sponsored by Lenovo. So I've not really been much of a handheld gamer, but I imagine I'm about to become one.
Hey, all right.
But everyone, the sort of takeaway from that one was that they have done the removable Switch kind of controller thing on there. So they've definitely kind of looked at the Switch and tried to create something with a similar kind of functionality as to sort of separate it from the Steam Deck as well, I think.
I just actually got
I haven't touched it
a
yet, though.
Sorry, I actually got an advanced copy of the Nintendo Direct for tomorrow. I don't know if we can get in trouble for showing this, but it looks like this is what's happening tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
So evil.
The dark Wii.
Wow.
The Wiimote just has
please don't
knife
sue
at
us,
the end.
Nintendo. Please,
I love
please.
it so much. I want a Wii that hates me.
That's concerning.
I want a Wii that's not it's Wii in the actual sense. Like I'm separate to it. It's like it's Wii and you.
Okay, yep.
You know?
I'm with you.
The evil Wii U. Actually.
You want to buy
That's
a
what I
they.
want. I want a they.
You want a
That's
they.
right. Yeah. I'm so excited for the evil Wii.
It's a you versus them. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. I think it's about time we shut the fuck up. Talk about something else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe about what we've been playing.
Love that.
Did you know that was going to happen?
No.
Wow, you're really good at it.
Every day I come here is my first
She
day.
just says stuff and then it appears on the screen.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Josh.
it's a gift. It's
Wow.
a gift.
Yeah.
Welcome to What We've Been Playing. It's the part of the show where we talk about the games that we've been playing this week.
Sure is.
Pretty fun time. It's a pretty fun time. Got a great guest.
Hello.
Got people who've been playing games.
We got a brave guest.
I'm
so brave.
doing so
the bravest.
well. I'm being so brave by
brave of you
being
to be
pictured
so
on your
brave.
back pocket.
I'm surprised that you have something to talk about besides Starfield because
You
that's-
haven't. Who sponsors this
Oh,
segment?
I'm so
Stephanie?
sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, and I have a thing and everything. What we've been playing is brought to us by Nicrotex. Finish him. Yeah, and I will. Nicrotex with love. Nicrotex. We always like to read out a tweet from Nicrotex.
Yes.
And I have one that I found that is. Oh, thank you. That is
So well prepared.
Gave
as
me
always.
a little chuckle. Well, I find this to be
Too clunky.
well, yes, because then it takes my focus, and I require every brain cell to try and be part of a conversation.
You got a big phone, Steph. The phone you have is also pretty big.
But the phone looks like I'm texting.
Ah.
I get distracted. Like if something happens on my phone, I want to look at it. Like I won't put my wants aside. I will look at something.
It's
on my
fun to
phone.
look at your phone.
I love. Okay, one thing about me, I love to look at my phone. I love to charge my phone.
Yeah.
You do
much.
love charging your
I
phone.
love charging my phone.
It feels so good. It feels like you're doing a chore.
I know.
Yeah.
And I am.
I've tried to use my phone to like take notes in meetings, but it just looks like you're like a super disinterested.
Yeah.
Like
There's no way to take notes on a phone in a way that there's no amount of nodding that doesn't make it look like you're just texting. Like,
even
yeah,
once you
bored.
clarify, I'm just taking notes. I'm not
Yeah.
texting, and we all laugh about it, and then I go back to it, and I'm like, they still think I'm not paying attention.
Yeah,
Yes.
What you do is go. I'm
now you've
taking
drawn
notes, and then
attention to
you
it.
Yeah.
start going. And you're still taking notes.
That was such a funny note.
Just hearing like the snap of the camera.
Why are you taking flash photos right now?
Yeah, why are they of yourself?
It was a crazy note I just took.
Yeah, it was a really good one too.
Please enjoy this tweet
Okay.
from Nicrotex, who tweeted a little while ago, "Hell yeah, I'm so close to driving boobs kilometers."
And it was. Have we got a picture?
I think we got the picture of
Yeah.
boobs.
Oh yeah, there it is. It's gonna be
Wow.
boobs
That is
soon.
pretty close.
It's gonna be
Nice.
boobs soon. So soon.
It's gonna be boobs soon.
Best of luck.
It's
Yeah.
like, do people still know what
Yes,
that
they
is
make it.
because they don't use calculators anymore? Because
Surely you use
that
a
was-
scientific calculator at school still.
that
I
was a
feel like you
90s
can-
joke when we used calculators, and I feel like modern children don't understand the joy of typing out boobs in a calculator.
But the great thing is about numbers, right?
Yeah,
Is
they're eternal.
especially those numbers that spell out boobs. Is it looks like boobs even as normal numbers and not as calculator speak.
Maybe even more so.
Yeah, I think the ancient art of securing a username means that stuff like that, and license plates means that using numbers to spell out boobs is going to remain in the popular consciousness for a good few millennia yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I used LeetSpeak back in the day because I was a super cool hacker.
Yeah, people have emojis and stuff now as well. So they have more ways of kind of.
But I
By
truly
super
believe
cool
there's
hacker
no
also, I
emoji
mean that I used to
truly
just
looks like a
open
pair
up
of
like
cans.
I used to
Sorry,
open
Reese.
up Notepad and I
That's
would just
true.
go like this and I'd be hacking. I'd be hacking.
Tom's
Thank you so much,
scared again.
Nicrotex, for sponsoring the show. We love you so much, and all you do for us is amazing. I'm surprised that you've been playing anything other than Starfield because I feel like
Well, let's be real. I've been mostly playing Starfield.
you've been sacrificing a lot of sleep to play Starfield.
Me too.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk
exhausted.
about it later.
Stop.
Maybe we will.
Not in this segment, you won't.
Not in this segment, because I'm going to talk about Mortal Kombat Uno. The very first Mortal Kombat game. It's taken them years to get this far with development, and finally they have a release. Mortal Kombat 1. I'm not a big Mortal Kombat guy. I've played bits and pieces of Mortal Kombat in the past. Mortal Kombat 1 is apparently a reset of the universe because they got up to 10 or something, maybe even further.
12.
There you go. And they have, the same problem that all IP have now, which is that they decided to make a multi-universe and the story became impossible to follow. So I believe what this is a reset. For me, I'm experiencing kind of the first Mortal Kombat story that I've ever sat through. And I can see the history of Mortal Kombat kind of coming through with nods to things that I can see are a nod to something that I don't fully understand.
Like seeing like a Marvel movie after sitting out the last 3.
Yeah.
You're like, I guess
And they're
there's
like-
a guy who looks like that now.
It's Rat Boy. Who the fuck is Rat Boy?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we'll give Bungus a call. No, Bungus is busy fighting the guard.
And
Okay.
you're sitting next to a guy in a Bungus t-shirt who's like,
Bungus mentioned!
Bungus!
Finally.
When you're watching something and they introduce what is obviously some sort of guest star or like celebrity person that you don't recognize, but the camera lingers on them a little bit too long, and their like first line is like slightly wooden because they're not an actor, and you're like, oh, this is someone I'm supposed to recognize.
The Marvel hold for applause. I know it well and hate it deeply.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But the time that I've spent with NetherRealm games in the past has been mostly with their DC spin-off, really, to this, which was called Immortals?
Injustice.
Yeah, Injustice, yeah.
Don't remember the name of it, but I remember...
XQ Cow.
Yeah, XQ Cow. And I remember enjoying that a lot I enjoyed the gameplay and I enjoyed the presentation, the packaging. I think they do a really good job of making a high-octane action fighter story. And there's so much comedy baked into it as well. They really know how to play with these cutscenes. The cutscenes are really long and detailed and have a bunch of character to them. And I think I'm only playing the campaign and there's a bunch of modes. But that to me, I see the appeal. I have a problem with Mortal Kombat when it comes to its core thesis, which is be fucking gross for the sake of it. And I can be in a fight and go, this is so cool. The animations are great. I understand it's a bit more of a technical fighter. Maybe I'm wrong there. I'm not a big fighter guy. Than Street Fighter. I can jump into Street Fighter and feel like I can be pretty competent out of the gate. Whereas Mortal Kombat, I was having a bit more trouble getting combos down. But I was learning as I was playing. And I liked that feel when I pulled off a combo. It felt really good. But it then just gets to a point where someone gets torn in half. And that's the joke. And it's like, that's just is so graphic and not the funny stuff. You're telling good jokes and you're doing really good physical comedy. And then you do that to go like, that'll get something out of the audience. And I go, this just turns me off the game, which is a fundamental problem for me playing Mortal Kombat, which I like every part of it except that.
I played a little bit of it and was scared. Because I was scared that at one point I might accidentally press a few buttons and see something yucky. Because I think back in the day when it didn't look real and it looked like video games, you had that suspension of belief. Is that it? Disbelief. Yeah, suspension of disbelief, where you were just like, it's not real. It can't hurt me. This person's spine is getting pulled out, but I know they're not a real person. But what they're doing now is like, it doesn't look real. It still looks like a video game, but they're going so much for like realness in the people. You can see their freaking paws and
I remember
sweat and
even
stuff.
having this conversation.
It's beautiful, the game.
It's a beautiful game, but
gorgeous.
if I see someone's like freaking boobie get ripped off, I might cry. You know what I
because
mean?
the boobies are very
This guy.
are very voluptuous in this game.
Yeah, they got tits on them.
He takes a piece of ice to put in his drink while that fight's going on.
That rocks.
Yeah, all that
That's
stuff is
funny.
like, there's so much nice detail in it.
Yeah. I feel like I remember having this discussion even on Good Game, like back in the day when games were starting to kind of become a little bit more realistic, and it was like, oh, this was fine when it was kind of pixely and cartoony, and now it's starting to look really visceral, and they are deliberately trying to make it look as visceral as possible. And I understand that from a weird campy perspective on one hand, but like when your reaction to it as a human is still the same.
It doesn't feel camp.
Yeah, no, it doesn't feel camp to me at all. It feels like
fun.
To me, like Mortal Kombat's around the Deadly Alliance era could be kind of, I don't know, those I think that's the era I'm thinking of. But that's like the kind of blocky ass, you know, we're talking Xbox, maybe original, like those graphics, and the fatalities are things like, you know, you tear off someone's leg and you beat them with it, and it keeps beating after like it keeps going. But they're so blocky, and now we're dealing with people where you see the terror in their faces; they are ripped in half, and it's like I don't like
I don't
that.
want to know they're scared of it.
You're making it so emotive, dude.
Yeah.
You're making this so visceral that I feel my brain thinks I'm watching someone die on some level. I don't care for it.
And like I love horror movies, and I love a bit of gore. You know, loved like body melt and stuff. Like I love when things are yucky. Right, I'm a Cronenberg head. It rocks, but like, there's something about, because you know, like you're talking about like the humor and like the physical comedy and like the way that they talk to each other. Like, it seems pretty campy.
Yeah,
but
totally.
then the violence itself isn't.
And
It's such a disconnect.
Yeah, but even like I would say for the most part, the gameplay, the animations, and the way that the characters engage in combat is like, it's not realistic. It is really stylish, and it plays in a campy way. You know, like with going through the chapters pretty early on, you play as Johnny Cage, which is like this like
Cool.
Mr. Hollywood kind of character, and he's got this move where he does full side out splits and does a groin punch. Funny.
Slay.
Groin punches are funny. They always will be. But that doesn't play out in a way that's so like visceral that it's uncomfortable to watch. But then, you know, then the finisher move will be exactly that, slamming a face into the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and that's leaving their mark, and pulling the body up and taking a selfie with a dripping, shattered body. And it's like, I don't see the necessity for it, but I feel like it's just the position that Mortal Kombat is in, that it is the fatality game, and they can't escape that except by doing things like DC spin-offs, Invincibles, The Incredibles, The Immortals,
Injustice.
I feel like they could have taken it in a more fantastical direction than just like, I don't know, than just getting really more detailed on the anatomy side of it.
That being said, if they did that, I feel like people would be like, "This looks shit."
Well, that's the thing. They have a market,
They can't win.
and like I'm not the market.
Yeah, that's the thing, is we're finding out we're not the market, and that might be, personally, I'm like, am I old? And it might just be me getting old and being like, oh man, that's like, you know, on a personal issue, like I've seen enough blood and guts in the real world, and I'm like, I don't like that. And also, I know that like the behind the scenes of like they made people watch footage of people fucking dying. Like they made them like look at photos, like they made the artists look at like fucking crime scene photos, and I don't want to watch a cutscene and think of someone who's
Getting
like
it right.
someone getting their dream job working for a video game company and then traumatizing themselves with this stuff.
Check this out.
Yeah.
Dude, I can see chat, and Grim Pixel says, I don't get it. It's literally just another Mortal Kombat. I feel the same about all Mortal Kombats.
Yeah.
I don't play most Mortal Kombats, as I've said. They don't particularly interest me. But the fact that there's a new big title coming out from NetherRealm, and they were selling this as a kind of reboot of the series, I was interested to play it and check it out. And I do think, look, and I'm not a fighter guy, so maybe the fighting isn't good enough. I haven't seen reviews saying one way or the other. To me, it felt cool, and it looks amazing. It's the best looking fighter that I've played for sure. All of these these fighting arenas that you're in, like you could just stop and watch. They're amazing.
Yeah.
But again, it's just to me, like I just get caught at that point where I'm like, who is this for?
And video games are inherently violent. Like we have the violence discussion all the time around shooters and all that kind of stuff. And there's totally an element of like being desensitized to that. Because I know that if someone else who I know doesn't play video games walks in a room and I'm playing a shooter, I suddenly feel so aware of the fact that I'm shooting people in the head.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm like, oh, I suddenly realize how this might look through your
I want them
eyes.
to see how good I am.
Yeah, well, but I feel like still in most of those games, people die relatively quickly.
Yeah.
And it doesn't focus on the kind of slow, torturous, agonizing death of someone's like, you know, body parts being torn from their.
Yeah, the horror of the horror and agony of stopping existing. Like, you know, like it
Maybe that's it. We're getting closer to death ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've seen enough fucking gore to know that I don't want to think about it. Like, I've never
I was
been
a
like
kid online.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's not that I have like a weak stomach for this.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to say that, I don't care. It's not where I like put esteem for myself. Like, I just don't like it. I felt this way about Mortal Kombat ever since they got, you know, to this point of photorealism, to the point where you could see. A turning point for me was just like seeing the fatality compilations online and being like, just watching through them, and then when
Well,
they got
that
to a
was like
certain
the
point
press for the game. It was like, look at these fatalities. That's how they sell the game.
And they're very like, they're so funny and creative and strange. But I was like, this is not. I've always known they're not for me, and this is a game that's not for me. The tag system does seem very cool, and the fact that they're bringing in assists is really interesting gameplay-wise, because it's never been that for MK.
I've enjoyed that part of it, and again, the execution of everything is, as you said, so creative.
Yeah,
like the way that each character has such distinct personality, beyond even just like their fight style. It's just the way that they hold themselves, the character animation, and if there was motion capture for this, it's amazing. But the animation, as you see it on screen, I love. But yeah, again, not saying this is a bad game and people shouldn't play it. It's just, it's certainly not for everyone to be confronted with this much brutality constantly. And from people who play games that are about murdering stuff.
Yeah, I guess the last thing I'll say is that I feel like it seems odd that there are a lot of things that have that were popular, you know, in the 90s or whatever, that over time people were like, oh, we don't really find that funny anymore. We don't really find that interesting anymore. And I'm surprised that this is still like something that people are like gunning for.
Yeah.
I would have thought that would have kind of like petered out after a while. But
yeah, I get that that's still a market and people still interested in it. I'm not saying people shouldn't be. I just am not. I found the same thing with Doom, the recent Doom reboot. I was like, it's so bloody.
I really liked the most recent Doom reboot. I think I can see myself enjoying this game I think there is an option to turn off the excess gore. That might be for me. Yeah. But also I find the animations actually very canned looking and not to my taste in a fighting game.
Yeah, okay.
Like I just have that taste there where I'm like, the kind of snappiness of a Street Fighter animation rather than Mortal Kombat, where instead of this like strict keyframes of things, often there's like wah ba ba ba.
They're totally floaty and
there's something with that feel doesn't quite gel with me.
Yeah, okay, interesting. Yeah.
My brother Jake's in the chat mentioned making a new Mortal Kombat movie. I feel like with the camp of like the jokiness in this game and like the way that the comedy happens, I hope they try again for another Mortal Kombat movie that is just as stupid as the older ones, because I think the newest one wasn't as campy. They tried to go in a bit more serious direction, which I don't find fun. I think they should take the piss, which they kind of weren't trying to in the 90s.
No, it was just a bad movie.
Yeah.
It was just a bad movie that sucked, I think.
No, I think it rocked.
I mean, yeah, but like the reason we like it is that they failed at what they set out to do.
But I think they should stick with it, because I think that's kind of what people like about it. It is so violent, and with special effects nowadays you can do that, but you can also make it silly,
because that's how we got Too Bad You Will Die.
Yeah.
Just some fucking all-time great, just quotable stuff.
Steph's film will be in Mortal Kombat 2. I was already in Mortal Kombat 1.
You're already in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
You look just like that actress.
Jessica McNamee. They should hire me to play her sister or another Barbie like they did.
Or like an alternate realm version of that character that can get murdered. Awesome.
Yeah, that'd be good for me.
Yeah.
Nice. Tom,
Hello.
what have you been playing?
I've been playing a little game called Wrestling Empire. This is, yeah, there it is.
Shit, yeah.
Nice.
My man, M. Dickey, showing off the Weekend Warriors promotion. So this is a solo dev game.
Wow.
This is a single dev. M. Dickey has been making this game in many forms for, I would say, roughly like 2 decades now. Maybe 2.5. I'm not sure.
Are you a wrestling fan?
I would say I'm like a lapsed wrestling fan, but I've got enough wrestling fan stink on me that it'll never truly go away.
Okay,
like I
nice.
know all the names.
You look like a
Yeah,
wrestler.
okay.
I know. That's
you look
by
like me.
design.
Yeah.
I think that like I my main period of like love and wrestling was like 2007 to 2012 for some reason. But this is a game made by one.
Undertaker.
I was about to say, that wasn't the Attitude Era, was it?
No, it was after.
It was just after.
I missed all the Attitude Era.
The Attitude Era.
That was like Stone Cold Steve Austin was the biggest that wrestling as a whole ever was.
Yeah,
And then
okay.
directly after it was like what, John Cena and
Ruthless aggression.
yeah, there we go. That's it. Ruthless aggression.
So what you're seeing on screen here is the work of a solo developer M. Dickey, who is one of the most interesting people in game dev. He's made this game in a whole bunch of different ways, but he's also made a game where you play as a follower or someone who can either betray or learn from Jesus Christ in Bible times. He's using this same engine, so you can walk around like Bethlehem picking up weapons
Jock
and assaulting
Laser?
Pharisees. You can make your own Jock Laser. Anyway, this is a wrestling game that is open world. It is a very small open world, but you have to every day wake up at your hotel, make it to the show, and like make sure you don't piss and shit your pants. In a recent-ish patch, he added in pissing and shitting.
So is that
silly.
do you eat, I assume you eat and drink as well?
You do to regain health.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
So, but you don't piss and shit if you don't eat and drink?
And also I just heard you go, because you saw that. The other thing about this game is that the physics of it are all over the place. So you can do a suplex right next to the ropes, and you'll just send someone all the way to the floor.
Amazing.
In answer to your question, Hex, the pissing and shitting, I think, is probably timer based. His code is a
okay.
mystery even to him, I think, at this
Sure.
point.
Okay, cool.
It's so fascinating because like
how thrilling.
the game itself, like the actual graphics, like they don't look that bad. They look, very stylized, very cool, like a classic wrestling game.
Yes.
But the UI
Yes.
is so Newgrounds game.
Yes.
It's crazy.
It's so good. And then but he's patched so many things in over the years. Like he's patched in, he fell down because he's hurt his leg previously,
Yeah.
Like there was just Jock Laser just executed a fireman's carry of sorts, but because his back hurts, he had his hand on his lower back while he did it,
So good.
It's insane the amount of stuff in this game. You can kill people.
In the open world?
I was watching one of your streams and watched as you just threw people onto the train track.
He added in a train station. You can go down to the train station, just throw people over and over into the path of a train and watch as they just get decimated. It is the most fun I've had.
We were just talking about how Mortal
I
Kombat.
know. That's so funny.
I know. But that's the thing. It's stylized. It's stupid.
Yeah.
They look like wrestling figurines.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
they
Like-
look this to me because the movements feel so
He's
kind of
walking along
fluid. It feels to me this feels more like a romantic dance.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like they seem like they're being kind of tender.
That's a lot of
and
pro wrestling.
that is
Yeah.
a lot of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
tension.
That it is a very intricate dance.
But yes,
It's
you're
beautiful.
right. The animations to this are enjoyably sluggish.
Yeah. It feels like the game is running at like half speed
Yes.
or more.
It's a mystifying game. I love it. The fact that he's been able to put it on Switch is truly incredible.
Incredible
Wow.
stuff.
I love it, dude. It's a game that I don't know that I would recommend to everyone, but if you're watching this being like, I might enjoy like seeing how long I can live with my career until I die after taking steroids because like my boss hurt my
Sure.
neck in front of a train. whatever.
Are you presented with the option of steroids?
You are. If you get injured, someone could hit you up and be like, "Hey, you know what'll actually speed up your recovery?"
Shit.
But you know, all of this happens in this weird open world, like where you just kind of travel from hotel to work. I was playing as Hulk Hogan, and I got invited on a podcast. And they open with, "Do you believe that alternate universes are real?" And I was like, Yeah,
that is
Hulk
such a
Hogan
classic
believes.
first question though on a podcast.
He's ripping on the Joe Rogan experience. He's making his own version of that. It's so good.
So funny.
This is the backstage. Because I went on the podcast and I was so hurt. I was on this podcast right after like getting a little bit injured. So I went on the podcast, completed the podcast, and then the game like resumes with me still in the chair. And you watch as Hulk Hogan does the podcast, sits back, and then just is like, and falls asleep. I wake up in the chair after the podcast. This is what I'm saying. It's the best game.
I was gonna
No
ask.
one is making games like this.
I gotta say, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
That's fascinating to me.
Because what? So
It's hideous.
you're playing through the months. So you go through like
Yeah.
a week plays out as like a block of gameplay.
Yes, so what this is footage of someone doing just without the roaming mode, right?
Okay.
You can find footage of people playing the roaming mode where you start off every day. You wake up, as Hulk Hogan, my day was, I woke up in bed, I rolled out of bed, I fell down onto a steel chair, and my health dropped.
Is this a Hulk Hogan that you created, or is this licensed Hulk Hogan?
No, there's no licensed
There's no
characters in this
anything in this
game.
is
No,
licensed.
no.
But it is like he has these wonderful knockoffs of like,
Got
yeah,
it.
he had
Yeah,
it in,
okay.
he had it in cartwheeling and forward rolls for agile wrestlers.
Yeah.
Just
There's
for
like,
fun.
yeah, there's an off-brand of the characters in the ring right now. There's an off-brand Sabu, Bobby Lashley. You know, he just kind of riffs on stuff. That's Rey Mysterio as a ref for some reason. Like you
Why
can
not?
kill someone in this game by throwing them in front of a train because you have beef.
Yeah.
You can turn up at their funeral, start a fight at their funeral, walk into the memorial show, and beat the shit out of the other wrestlers on the card. And
I've
then
watched it
eat a
happen.
banana and go home for bed. It's the only game that has ever existed where you can do this.
Endless sim, like is it just about having a
Until
career that
you
goes
die.
until you die?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Are there romance options?
You can have friends. I don't believe there is romance added to the game just yet. It's a hard world out there.
There's
Yeah.
no love, only war.
Yeah. But you can have friends. And I had one friend in one game, and my character...
Pushed him in front of a train.
No. This was I think I betrayed them during a match, and then I said to them, they said, "Please, come on, let's make peace." And I said, "I will never forgive you," and then I died. This game.
Did you just spontaneously die?
I had been knocked down by an enemy. This enemy had knocked me down. Backstage, this guy walked up to me and was like, "Look, I know we've been through it,
Oh my
but I just
gosh.
need you to know that I still value you as a friend. Can you forgive? Can we just forgive and forget?" And my character's
like your
one
dying
response was,
breath.
"I will never forgive you," was the exact words. And then my character just went, and
And died.
popped up that I died. It's
Wow.
so you think about role playing, you think about story making games. This is the one, you know.
This is it.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That is not at all what I would have imagined just by looking at this. So
Absolutely.
I'm pleased that you've brought it on the show to share your experience, because that is wild.
It's
Where do you get
horrible
this?
to play.
Is this on itch?
Steam, Switch,
Steam, yeah.
mobile, Android, I believe.
And
Amazing.
is it like an RPG? Like, are you like leveling your character, or like how?
You can either visit the gym to do little mini games, or you can
yeah.
just like crank open the big adrenaline graphic over the top there means you're ready to do your finisher.
Classic.
But yeah, you can activate
Part of the finisher.
your character in their like creation thing to just
That guy was holding a chicken. Is that a wrestling thing?
They added in a chicken because at a recent he
Yeah,
added in
yeah.
a chicken because at a recent
Cody
pay-per-view, Cody Rhodes, who's a pro wrestler, had a rubber chicken thrown at him. And this is the only game you'll ever find where the dev will just be like, "I added a chicken
There's just
because
this-
one was on TV."
There's just this still of Cody Rhodes lying in the ring with a rubber chicken next to him.
Yeah.
And
That's amazing.
It is poetry in visual form.
It's kind of a perfect game because of how reactive it can be. Because the audience that are playing this they know exactly what they're here for, and that it can be talking to a thing that exists in real life and referencing it. It's like, and it's a sim. It's going to forever be an interesting thing to dive back into.
Wow.
Yeah.
And not to mention, you've got somebody that doesn't want to stop adding shit
I was
to
just
it.
about to say, it seems like the possibilities are endless for what the game will become.
Yeah, I will say, so Lefwedo asks, what's the actual wrestling gameplay like? I enjoy the gameplay. I also am more interested in just like kind of the storytelling that happens as you live in this insane world. So I crank it down to easy because I am more interested in, often going down to the train station and throwing people in front of the tracks. But the fascinating thing, and I think the thing that can get anyone in the world on board with this game, is that M. Dickey has not done a patch for this in a few months because he is working on another game in the same engine,
Oh my God.
which is currently released on Switch. It is a school simulator where you play as a student, and then once you are graduated, you can return to the school as a teacher. And it is in the exact same engine and has all the same moves. It's the only engine he knows. He's cobbled it together.
Yes!
You can hit your geography teacher with a one-winged angel through a burning table. He keeps posting clips to his Twitter that show him like in a classroom, and he's like, "Well, I didn't mean for the game to be this violent." And then he's Every table in the classroom is on fire.
That's insane.
That's so
It's
funny.
so good, dude.
That's so funny.
Video games are amazing.
They're so good, and this is one of the ones you can play if you think to yourself, okay,
Why not?
I can let myself do that.
yeah.
Bizarre. Utterly bizarre.
Really strange.
Cool. I feel like I want to check it out. That's super weird.
Mm.
Ruby, what have you been playing?
I've been playing System Shock. I got this game ages ago and didn't touch it for a bit, and then started it, and then got distracted by something else and left it, and then wasn't sure how far I'd gotten up to, so I started it again, and then the same thing happened where I got onto something else, and so then I started it again.
There you go. Third time's a charm.
Third time's the charm. And so this is the BioShock is the spiritual successor of System Shock, right?
Yeah.
And I am a big BioShock fan. I love that series. So, of course, I wanted to give it a go. I remember trying the original System Shock back in the old days and found it really clunky and hard to play. And so I just didn't want to touch it.
Sure.
And then, thankfully, Night Dive decided to do a full kind of remake of the game. And I... so far, I'm really enjoying it. It's it feels like a BioShock game, honestly. Like and maybe it's just my brain telling me that, like, because it's what it's based, like it's what BioShock is based off, it should feel like that.
You're
but it
drawing those
really
parallels,
does, right? Like you're in this, not space station, but it feels very like Blade Runner-y as well. But you're in this kind of space station thing, and I'm fucking terrified of walking anywhere because you've got these like naked guys walking around, but they're not guys really. They're like all fucked up. I don't know how to explain them because they're not aliens.
I saw one over your shoulder today.
Yeah, they're not.
It looks like a guy who was caught like running from the shower to where his towel is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like he's
But
doing
he's
that.
also been
He's doing that
severely
kind of run.
burned by the shower, perhaps.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so... yeah, they're mutated humans, right? And I think I caught a cyborg surgeon turning a few guys into those mutated humans. And I put all 4 of them out of their misery because I wasn't sure if I had to go back.
I like how colorful it is. A game like this that has this kind of mood isn't usually this like colorful.
So visually, it is spectacular, right? It's so colorful. It's what I love about it is, and it was similar to when I played the demo like last year or the year before. But I would walk up close to things because it looks very detailed, but you walk up close to stuff and it's pixel art. Like it's pixel shading. It's beautiful. It's really, really cool. And clearly, like with this gameplay, they're not walking directly up to things like I was. Because like if you could see my character in third person, I'd probably be like this.
You're just walking around
on a
licking the
wall.
corridor. Yeah.
Whoa!
Crouching, looking.
I suppose all video game art is pixel art if you're
In a way.
if you're close
If
enough
you're close
to
enough
it.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It becomes-
if it's small enough, right?
Yeah.
But it's just such a cool way that they've done it, and the as I'm not sure how the original played, I can't speak to how it compares, but I will say the gameplay feels very, very smooth. Shooting feels awesome because you've got like this laser gun. You've also got a big melee weapon that feels heavy as hell. And there's nothing better than feeling like you're holding a big heavy thing and just smacking someone over the head with it.
I'd agree
It
with that.
feels good. It's like
Really good.
it's like beating like a glob with a lead pipe, you know? It feels awesome.
And how's the what's the sort of storytelling in it? Is it like, are there cutscenes or are you just finding stuff in the game?
You're like somewhat playing through them, I'm not too far into. Oh, this is fucking cool. I'll explain this in a sec. But from what I've played so far, the cutscenes per se are similar to BioShock in the sense that they kind of happen in between gameplay. Like you're not getting cut away from it, but rather like your character walks into it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
like your character walks into Andrew Ryan's office and then suddenly he's talking at you.
I'm
It's
a
similar to that.
libertarian.
Yeah. It's just like that.
Because most of the story is delivered in a Bioshocky way through audio logs. And maybe there's a character that is interacting
Yeah.
with you for a sequence where they're on comms with you. And
Yeah. And let me tell you, so the early audio logs are depressing because you find all of them next to dead mutated bodies and they're all people going, oh my god, they're coming
I'm
right
about
for
to
me.
die.
Oh
Yeah,
god,
yeah.
oh, please find this thing in this area. Oh god, fuck. and then they're clearly dead, right? But this is cyberspace. So you can go. I'm not gonna lie. I skimmed over what cyberspace does for me. I just really like going into it.
Yeah.
No, it's a state of being, I think, cyberspace.
Yeah, you go into this cyberspace area and you're basically like shooting at all these little pixel guys and making your way through this cyber world to get to the end point. And I'm pretty sure just for like getting through the level, like getting
Yeah.
through the area, like unlocking doors.
You just
and
unlocked
shit.
the medical
Pretty
center.
much.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun. It's hard to get a hold of at first because you're kind of like the way that you go around. I was playing with mouse and keyboard, and the way that you're going around is like you have to look in the direction you want to go in and then press like W.
Forwards,
And so it kind of feels like I don't know how to describe it. My first thought was like being an eel, but that's
I feel like that's what they were going for.
they were going for like an eel-like vibe.
They're like, there aren't enough eel games out there.
If you were an
But it's
eel-
fun. It's funny. It's like it's so of the era. Obviously, the remake looks way newer, but they developed this thing and they were like, "What's hot? First-person shooters where now you can look up and down as well as side to side."
Yeah.
And vector space shooters. Let's put that in our first-person shooter and have you able to fly around fully in a 3D space as well.
But let me tell you, it's scary because like you're going through a lot of corridors, right? And things are pretty much only lit by these like neon lights and like screens and stuff, so it's not
Yeah.
super duper lit. And so you never really know just when something is going to be around the corner.
Yeah.
And I would not normally be scared of like a game like this because I played BioShock and was absolutely fine with it, but I found myself kind of like being really careful just because these fucking naked guys are everywhere, and they're like, oh, I'm like, don't do that. Ew,
Get
bad
enough
noise.
of that at the park down the road.
Yeah, I'm scared of seeing a naked guy in public as is. So like having to walk around a space station to see one, and their eyes are all messed up.
Yeah.
Oy, oy, oy.
It's definitely a mood,
caramba.
and I think like there's also like there's such a coldness to these kind of empty sort of vessels that are just lit by your flashlight and sort of some surrounding,
And they used to be
neon.
people.
Yeah, and then I can't play Dead Space and stuff.
But
like
it's
that. That's too
great.
much for me.
Have you played the Resident Evil 4 remake?
I am too scared.
Okay. I was interested because that game, which came out recently, also has some all-timer scary naked man walking slowly towards you
Oh,
enemies.
no,
And
thank
so
you.
I just wanted to check where they compare. But
Yeah.
The Regenerators, you haven't seen them, and fair enough.
I will say I did the same thing of like looking into a wall when I looked at like the after I'd killed one of the scary naked guys. I like looked closely, and it's the same pixel shading for like inside his ass. And like that's crazy.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
They've got the pixel shading on the enemies as well. It's everywhere. It's gorgeous. Like it's so cool.
Somebody
Uh,
shaded those buttocks.
Yeah, it's such a neat game. Like it runs
Oh,
beautifully.
there he is. There's
It
a naked
Whoa,
guy.
look at
looks
his ass.
fantastic.
The map just came up on screen, and that made me think I'm never going to play this game in my life.
Yeah. Oh my
I think
gosh.
that-
How
That's
is navigating that? Is that a okay
Fine,
experience?
Honestly. Yeah, not too bad. Like I did find myself kind of like looping around a little bit here and there. But you've got like a mini map there that follows you
I
at
see.
all times. I really like it. I really like it. I'm scared.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting scared, but I also I think it's perfect for someone like me who wanted to play System Shock but couldn't because it was too clunky because it was old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And feeling
There's
the
those
the
famous
kind of
cheeks.
there are the cheeks, feeling the gameplay that I did a la BioShock 2 or BioShock Infinite. BioShock Infinite, but the gameplay was smooth.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. I think Night Diver's done a really good job, and it's something that I kind of want to get really, what's the word, obsessed with.
Yeah.
Like I just want to find
You
myself
wanna-
in a little hole.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you want to know about the lore and all the like
Showdown
like in a
is
Bioshock way? Like,
terrifying.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
I don't, and it's like, oh, she's always watching. I'm like, don't look at me.
Stop.
I don't like that, but I also like it, you know? it's spooky scary. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
having
nice.
fun.
That's
I want to
cool.
I want to get into it.
I'm glad that it's serving the purpose that a remake kind of should, which is, making a game that's older accessible for people to be able to enjoy it,
Well, that's such a
without
huge thing.
the drag of older hardware and software and stuff.
Like I tried to play the first American McGee's Alice game because I loved Alice Matters
yeah.
Returns, and Alice Matters Returns still runs well to this day. But American McGee's Alice,
yeah,
it is
the
hard.
platforming,
It
the
is
platforming
hard.
when it's like you can't see distance between things well enough to be able to judge a gap. I find that really annoying in that game.
Yeah.
If it's like, not given a boost. Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much. I jumped into Dark and Darker again with Barjo this week, and I wanted to talk about it because I feel like I've had a kind of a new experience, and also I've been on a bit of a journey with this game, following their progress. And I don't usually get invested in game stories so much, but I kind of enjoyed my time with this so much. It's kind of like a a multiplayer PvP, in the vein of a oh my god, I've forgotten the name of what are the games called that you Battle Royale. It is a battle royale type game with a shrinking circle that pushes you towards the center with other players, but set in a medieval dungeon. And the aim of the game is you spawn somewhere in the dungeon, and you have to kind of make your way through tunnels of enemies and loot as much as you can. After a certain point, as you get closer to the center of the dungeon, teleporters will spawn, and they either create a teleport for one person or for multiple. So if you're in a party and a teleporter spawns, then you have to kind of decide which one of you is going to get out with the loot, and hope that the other person can find one. I love these games for the proximity chat and the role play most of all, because I've kind of found a new way to enjoy PvP. Being someone who's never really been particularly good at PvP in any game, it's been hard for me to kind of find enjoyment in them. But proximity chat kind of like role play sort of stuff has given me a new way to enjoy them. And while like military settings are fine, I will enjoy that. This is 100% my jam. So Bajo and I had a great time with this when we played it in the beta. Then Iron Mace, the developer who worked on this game, who created it, had some legal troubles with
Nexom.
Nexom, who I think the developers were working at Nexom. I think they had an idea for a game. Nexom were like, we're not interested, and then they took that idea and went to go and make it themselves. And Nexom were like, hang on, you were working on that while you worked for us. We own it, and you built it with our assets. But I think the assets that they used were public assets, and nothing that they actually took with them, as far as I understand it, belonged to Nexom. I think it's just one of those weird gray area things where they're like, yeah, but like...
It was an idea thought of while you still worked here.
Yeah. So there's kind of this ongoing lawsuit. The game was taken off Steam. It's got a massive fan base, so people were just like throwing money at them, trying to give them support, because there was thinking that maybe they would just crush them in legal fees. Like they wouldn't be able to, they're such a small developer, they wouldn't be able to fight this massive company. Regardless of whether or not they were right or wrong, they would kind of just like wither under the sort of legalities of it. So I've been kind of, and it was devastating because we really enjoyed the beta and we're like, can't wait for release. And now it's just like, we don't know when the game will come out. But they've just recently just launched. For a while, they were releasing torrents of the game in the Discord, just being like,
oh wow,
yeah, like we've put up these kind of temp servers. If you guys want to play it, you can torrent it and play it that way. And now they've kind of created their own launcher, and you can buy the game and play it through their own launcher off Steam. So that's what we did. We jumped back in. They've added a bunch of new things to the game and some new classes. Last time when I played a ranger, because just being ranged just gave me a little bit more to move with. It is really, really hard. Like it doesn't take you many hits to go down in this game. The enemies hit really hard. The spaces are tiny. The circle shrinks fast. So
it's
you don't.
Ye old Fortnite.
Yeah. It's like ye olde Fortnite, but just like brutal.
Is that a loot that person is holding?
Yeah. So this time I rolled a bard.
There's a bard available? Oh my goodness.
Which was like, when I read the description of the bard and how the bard plays, I was like, oh, this is not going to go well for me. But I've been playing a bard in Baldur's Gate.
Just slapping a drum at the enemy.
Yeah. I've been playing a bard in Baldur's Gate, and I have this new obsession with bards, and I want to play a bard in everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the joy that the bard brings from a roleplay perspective is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Because the way the bard works is like you still have a sword, just like, because you still need to be able to like hit things. But you have a bunch of different instruments, and you learn songs as skills that you have to play in this kind of Guitar Hero mini game to create buffs for you and your party.
Oh, that's sick.
So the drum generator shield.
Yeah, so you can play a little flute and like do a sort of a damage thing. You can play a drum and create shields and stuff or do damage. There's a lute, and you can heal with there's a lyre as well, and they're all different songs that you have to kind of successfully play, and how successfully you play the song determines on how effective the spell is.
The spell.
So often it would just say playing poorly, and you might get a very weak damage buff.
Yeah.
But if I ace the song, then you get a cool shield around you, or your health goes up quickly.
Awesome.
So knowing me and my like reflex skills and ability to like juggle multiple systems in a game did not go great from the offset, because I'm not only trying to not die, poor Bajo is there trying to kill stuff with swords, and I'm like swapping between a drum and a lute, being like, hang on.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get the rhythm of this.
Okay, what does this song need right now?
We got ourselves a hoedown.
Yeah. So it was very, very funny that it's just like this really like, intense medieval combat battle happening in front of me, and I'm going do 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 do, and it's amazing. And then add to that the fact that there's other players in this space that you come upon. And, my goal always is to make as many friends as possible, because it's just the greatest joy of my life is to make friends with strangers in proximity chat. Oh, yeah. I think it comes from maybe like being terrified to speak as a woman in a gaming space on the internet for fear of just, you know, the awfulness that could come of it, to now feeling like liberated by like, what if I can convince someone to not be shit and become my friend through like the power of my awesome persuasion. And
what if I've just got great vibes?
Yeah.
What if this incredible personality
Yeah.
changed the world?
Yeah, totally. And I go in with confidence every time. And like sometimes it goes great and sometimes it doesn't. But, you know, I make free use of the block button and and I've forged some wonderful friendships along the way. Yeah. And I like to think also sometimes people are just so surprised by it that they kind of don't know what to do at first and then they kind of get on board. And we've had a little train of wizards coming through and I'm playing the lyre and I'm healing people and, you know, we're having a little party. It's great. And then sometimes, you know, it doesn't go well and it's sad. But I like to sort of to try and convince people the way of the bard is the way of friendship.
Sure. Can I ask a question about the gameplay?
Absolutely.
It looks like you are moving at like the rate you would in a Elder Scrolls game when you're carrying too much. But it seems very frantic and harried. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's you move very slowly, and you but the spaces are very tight, and enemies hit super hard. So you kind of just and it's also, as the name suggests, it's just really fucking dark. I've turned the brightness up so high, but it is so dark in there. You can't see shit what's going on. And that's a mechanic because if you pull out a torch, then you don't have a weapon, and so you can either see or you can fight.
And if you're playing and looking for people to kill, you could just stand in a shadow and it actually works.
Yeah. So Barjo and I at one point were hiding from people and we just like sort of snuffed out the lanterns and we're just hiding in a bush, you know, because this guy was coming for us.
Oh, you can snuff out lanterns. That's
really
cool.
It's really cool.
So is it PvP or is it PvP?
PvE, yeah.
Cool,
So there's the way it kind of works is you will spawn in a tiny room to start with and with just some basic gear. And then as you exit and make your way through the dungeon, there'll be different enemies that are spawning in different rooms of varying degrees of difficulty and loot in chests and stuff that you can get and kind of better your gear. And like a lot of these games in Tarkov and DMZ and stuff like that, if you survive and successfully get out with a portal, then you keep everything that you have. If you die, you lose it all.
And does it have that mechanic that I've seen in those games where you like have to insure it when you go on another run? Like you go, I've insured this cuirass so that if I die with it on my next run, I keep it?
I don't believe there is an insurance system in this game. There's like a stash where you can store things and stuff.
So if you get something cool, you just wouldn't take it. You just wouldn't take it out again. That's good, or is that just really hard risk reward?
Yeah, totally.
Take the good sword, but you'll probably lose it.
There's also merchants and stuff, and you can sell things to different merchants and get better gear that way. And there's that kind of like that involved as well. I'm always like, I just take everything every time.
Yeah,
so
because it's different because you're not trying to win, right? You're just trying to teleport out. So it's not that you need to defeat everyone. You could just like survive and loot and
you progress by learning skills and keeping and you keep the skills and you keep your cash.
And you keep the skills and you keep your cash. There's also another thing that I've never made it to, but I've spectated that at the end, if you get to the sort of center, you know, as the you know, gets a gas cloud or whatever it is shrinking, there's like a two colors of portals that will spawn, blue and red. Blue takes you out of the game and you just take everything and you go back to the lobby. Red takes you deeper and you go to like a lower level of the dungeon with higher risk and higher reward, like stronger enemies.
That's sick.
More hectic fights, but better loot. Every time I've spectated it, I've seen people go down there and they're like, "Oh shit, I made it!" And you see them go like this, and they open a door and they instantly die. It's just like it's that hard. But it's like that's a cool element to introduce to it.
Yeah.
You would hope so.
Yeah, it is darker. It is dark and then darker.
But does it get darker?
And then it gets darker. Yeah, it's amazing. I have a small clip as well, just to showcase my my bardic exploits as well, just to give you a kind of a vibe of it. I was playing with Barjo. This is the lyre.
Again, don't you worry. Hello there. This game is going to just be creepy.
I fucking nailed it.
Yes.
Oh my god, I freaking nailed that one. I started to learn the songs as well. Great. Would you like a jaunty tune? He would.
Punch chicken.
Is the flute? A jaunty tune. Hello, sir.
so
Would you like
nice.
a jaunty tune?
Okay.
He did not want a jaunty tune. Yeah, so to be continued. There will be more jaunty tunes, I think, because I had the best fucking time. I was
awesome.
laughing so hard, and it was a joy.
It's so funny. I think what you like, what I love in games, and what I think I'm getting a feeling that you like, is the opportunity to be someone who's like, well, on top of the morning, and just immediately be heartlessly put down like a dog, but just dying like a throwaway side character in like a Jurassic Park.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah.
I
wanna
think
be the
Putting your
guy who gets the-
everything into that extra role.
Yeah.
And then just dying.
I
No
think-
lines, but you give it your all.
Just shot with a fucking ballista arrow through your torso.
I think you're totally right. And I think it's also like, I was trying to explain to someone because they were just like, you would just get 9 times out of 10 people don't want to fuck with this ridiculous medieval role play.
course.
They're there to just play a game and win.
Yeah.
And I was like, totally. But it makes the times that you do encounter someone who's like, oh, well, so amazing. And like the rush that I get, I'm like, oh my God.
It's on.
Yeah.
I haven't rehearsed the next part of the script.
No, totally. And then we have this weird, awkward thing where they're just like, oh, we're not going to kill each other. And I say, no, this is a party of friendship. And they go, okay. And then, like, it's just this weird social experiment of like bad role play. And then I never see them again. I don't know who they are. I
Yeah.
never see them again.
Yeah.
It's just, it was a moment of fleeting cooperation.
Journey walked so that Dark and Darker could run.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was all we've been playing. Yeah.
Sure
You played
I played Mortal Kombat 1.
Mortal Kombat 1.
Correct.
You played WrestleMania.
Wrestling Empire.
Wrestling Empire. You played System Shock.
Nice.
And I played Dark and Darker again. That was what we've been playing. We're going to go to a break. Thank you so much. We'll be back soon.
Here at Boxwell, we can box whatever you want. You got something that needs a box, we'll have the box for that thing. We can put books in boxes, pillows in boxes. I've put tins of black beans in boxes. One time I put 32 VHS copies of the film The Boxer in a Boxwell box. Basically, you bring it in and we'll box it. Well, because we're Boxwell. Last week a lady came in with a wooden box and she asked me to put that box in a Boxwell box that was bigger. She didn't think I could put a box in a bigger box, but I sure as hell did. I put that box in a bigger Boxwell box and I showed her and she fucked right off. Put a body in a box. Yeah, boxed a couple of bodies, yeah. No, not at work. Not at work. Yeah, Boxwell boxes are the best quality boxes money can buy. So in order to protect that box, every time we box something in a Boxwell, we make sure to put that Boxwell in another box to protect the Boxwell box from being damaged by other shitty home brand boxes. No one takes boxes more seriously than us, not even Michael B. Jordan. Little box joke there for all you box lovers. Michael B. Jordan, of course, Michael Box Jordan to his friends and family, of which I am one. I know him. So when you need it boxed well, use a Boxwell, because no one boxes boxes like Boxwell.
If you've been keeping up to date with any Starfield content, I'm sure by now you've seen this guy.
Is it really you?
First name adoring, last name fan. If you're new to the Bethesda game world, I'm sure you see this creature of a man and you think, oh god, an adult blonde? Be gone, vile man, be gone from me. However, if you played Oblivion, you might remember the adoring fan in a smaller, smarmier form.
I'm going to follow you and watch you and worship the ground you walk on.
Ugh. Not only does this guy suck, but he also has a weird head, and you kind of don't have a choice with him either. He just kind of shows up when you become the grand champion of the arena. That was then, back in the dark ages of 2006. The year is now 2023, and Adoring Fan is back in a big way. This time, you can will him into existence at the very start of the game while you customize your character, a la the hero worshipped trait. The thing is, this time it's different. Sure, the Adoring Fan is kind of intense and still a bit annoying.
Listen to me on your preferred electronic device.
But he's actually useful now. Not only can you give this Adoring Fan a weapon and let him fight beside you, but he'll also be a part of your ship's crew free of charge. Want him to leave you alone? Just give him a job on the ship. As well, if you choose the Empath trait, you'll always get a boost because he loves literally everything you do, and he can hold more stuff than your average companion.
Being part of your crew is just the best.
So yeah, he might have a grating voice and a putrid vibe, but the Adoring Fan has a lot more to offer than just being obsessed with you. And if you do get annoyed with him, build an outpost far away as you can and just leave him there. Bye bye, Adoring Fan.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Thank you so much to ASMR Roseia for putting the thing near the orb and making the sound. And I'm just saying what I saw.
Yeah.
And to DolphinPants, we saw all of DolphinPants' wonderful photoshops from the year. Good to see. We had the Boxwell ad and we had a social, the Adoring Fan. The funniest thing, I wanted to share it online because like an out of context script was sent to the Slack and it just said, and we talked about there being this video, but when it landed, my mind was in something else and it just said, in defense of the Adoring Fan, and then link to script, and it came from Ruby.
It kind of looked like I was
fucking wait to read this.
It kind of looked like I was sending like a Twitlonger apology to Slack chat.
Yeah.
Just no context at all.
And then I opened it up and it said stage direction opens on Ruby holding a ukulele, and I was like, oh fuck, here we go.
Yeah.
We are still doing our anniversary content drive. If you want to make Ruby eat hot dogs, you still can. So
I would say if you want to let Ruby eat hot dogs.
Yeah, Ruby is keen to eat the hot dogs.
She's dying to
release
eat
the
those
hot dogs.
There has been not a single point in time where I have said, oh, maybe I don't want to eat them. Like, I've been wanting to eat
That's
them.
true. It was your idea, and you have multiple times confirmed that you were still interested in doing it. We ran our anniversary stream at the start of the month. We did. It was very generous donations from across the board for the day. We raised a huge amount of money to make a bunch of content for Back Pocket, and we really appreciate it. And we will be... There were 150 wheel spins on the day, which is huge. The wheel still stands after that many spins, so go to catch.com to buy yourself a wheel for $60. .au, sorry, it is Australian. We got to the full playthrough of Super Mario RPG was the last thing to get unlocked. So Ruby's going to do that.
I'm so excited.
And Ruby, if we hit the $17,000 mark before the end of the month, Ruby will eat those hot dogs as well. If we hit the 20,000, Gus is going to get a back pocket tattoo. And we added today, if it hits 25, because we know we're not going to get there, I'll do the tattoo, which I'd be excited to have a crack at. I've never done one before, but I'm sure it'd be good.
I think it'd be easy as well. I think you'd be good at it.
I think I'd nail it.
Yeah.
For anyone who donates $50 or more, you get the pin. That is still available. The anniversary pin is still on the cards. And we did have some donations that came in after the anniversary stream, which I want to shout out. Laughing Seal said thank you. Thank you to Laughing Seal. They said, I couldn't make it to the stream, but thank you for uploading the stream to YouTube. You're welcome. We'll take a donation for uploading to YouTube. We were going to do it anyway.
Yeah, that's work is work,
You
though.
idiot.
No. They can charge back,
We were
dude.
always going to do it.
No. They did you a personal favor.
Sam C2 said, thank you so much for the show. It's consistently a highlight of my week. I hope I'm not too late to contribute. You were not. And Gladderal15 says, it's time to get the party started on the most sensational, fun, fanational, chaosinational... I'm not going to read the rest of this. It recovers. It goes, this is why we love Back Pocket Show. Thank you for 3 wonderful years, and here's to many more.
And many more.
Thank you, Gladderal. That's very, very kind.
And I've just seen in the chat, Neurodystopian, I didn't get the chance to do your little guy. I can do that for you. Like, I will happily draw a little guy for you. I got very tired by the end of it.
You
drew a lot of,
and I drew a lot of little guys, but I will draw yours and I will chuck it in the Discord.
Has the other compilation gone up?
The full compilation has gone up.
Yep.
But I drew an extra little guy because I was like, I've got a feeling I missed somebody. So it's in the Discord. It's in the creative chat, and I drew an extra little guy up there. The blue guy with wings, I drew an extra one because I had a hunch that I was missing somebody. Neurodystopian, that is your little guy.
That is arguably the best little guy.
Yeah, he's fresh.
That's a great
he's
little guy.
separate from the pack.
Yeah. And he can fly. So I hope you like it.
Can I ask, is the sun a little guy or is that just the sun?
That's Glowing Might.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I can remember the names of almost all of them, but if you point out another one, I might not know it.
We won't
The one in the back that looks like scuffed Grover is like really stressful.
I didn't draw that, but I drew.
Yes, you did.
That was Nick Belling, that one.
that was
Scuffed
Nick
over
Belling.
was Nick
I drew
Belling.
the sexy fox guy
You
and
did.
the shark thing.
The shark thing.
It would have been better, but I didn't understand how the pen worked. Anyway, we should get along with the show because we've got another fun segment coming back, and it's called Celebrity Head Jobs.
Wow. I want to say that Barjo suggested we call this just head jobs. Did we have this conversation already?
That is one of the all-time worst suggestions
Yeah.
you could make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should just call this game Sucking Off.
Yeah.
Thoughts.
And then it's Family Feud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Celebrity Head Jobs is, of course, sponsored by MiddleCee.
Finish him.
Hey.
Finish Him is what the Celebrity Head Jobs is all about. And for MiddleCee, we read the lyrics from a song written in the key of C, or performed in the key of C. We're going to read lyrics from the middle of that song. You guys don't know what it is. I'm going to read out these lyrics. You're going to stop me when you know the song.
Okay.
I don't know if I've done this on the show before. I thought that's a funny idea months ago, and I don't know if I did it, but I'm going to do it now. The lyrics go as follows. And I know, 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 I know. Yes?
Ain't no sunshine when he's gone.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I never get this game.
Wow.
It is Ain't No Sunshine by Bill Withers.
I know.
I had that song on SingStar.
Yeah.
And I remember doing it and getting to a point where I kind of like phased out of myself and was just like, wano.
Is this
Wano.
Yeah.
Wano.
Where does the word start and end? Yeah, you've lost the the in and out.
Yeah, I find it's always like 4-letter words as well that start to get super weird when you say them a bunch.
The story goes that he just sang that in a recording and was like, we'll put lyrics in later.
Yeah,
and then they didn't. They're like, it works. So there you go. That was maybe not in the QC. Muso for Hire will confirm or deny at some point. Celebrity Head Jobs is the game where we send one of us up to the green screen. We are going to have our head placed on the body of a character from a video game.
Excellent.
And we are going to be performing that character in an effort to display the character's personality without detailing some very specific things. And there's a list of words on screen. Question.
A minor, according to Muso.
God damn it.
Either that's the key or he's just saying something.
Or he saw a minor.
He just saw someone under 18 walk past and was like, a minor.
Yeah. Or a small, noisy bird.
Yep.
Oh, I love those birds. Anyway, continue.
So we'll have a list of words that we cannot say, and the couch is going to try and guess what the character is based on the embodiment of the character from the person up on the green screen. Ruby, I'd love to give you first crack.
Thanks. I love crack.
It's not what I meant.
Your shirt is amazing, by the way.
It's so good.
It's so good. Yeah. It's so good.
Yes, dude. God, the hand going across the shirt is so good.
It's amazing.
And it's in the style of Guy Fieri, but it is that Goku?
It's I think it is Goku.
It's definitely
actually.
a Dragon Baller.
Yeah, definitely.
Look at that
Dragon
Dougie.
Ball.
Yeah, that's Goku.
Yeah. Scotty, up. Scotty, up. Come on, up. Scotty, up. Good girl.
She wouldn't possibly. Oh.
She sits on the couch, and then when we try to move her, she goes and she sneaks under somebody else's spot.
No.
And then when they get up to move her, she goes and yeah. We had one day where she just moved every single spot, and we each had to be like, no.
Should I take my glasses off? Do I need to take my glasses off?
Good girl, Scotty.
Good girl.
I'm just going to set this up so you guys fan for a bit.
Yeah, for sure. We've had some classics in this game. We've had your Duke Nukem.
Yeah. That was and it's always, I mean, it's the ones that I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do to communicate this character because I don't know heaps about them. And then you kind of latch onto the one thing you know. Yeah.
Last time we did this, Gus ended up as the head of like 8 Pikmin.
It was 4. I know because it's my background.
It's Ruby's desktop background now. Is Gus's 4 Pikmin. Yeah.
Perfect.
It's funny to me.
Okay, so confirm that we can't see on set.
We can no longer see what's happening.
Yeah.
And okay, Ruby should be able to if I do.
And chat, don't give it away, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the words of Ben, chat be cool.
Chat be cool.
Oh my god, my hair is too long.
Oh, okay. Hi. What you been up to today?
Shooting.
Shooting.
Yeah.
Are you would you describe yourself as a muscly dude?
No.
Would you say you're shooting people you have a quarrel with?
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
A fine question.
Yeah,
Tom.
I would.
Fine question.
I couldn't help but overhear that your hair is too long. Do you feel like the hair is too long for you, the character you, or just too long for the video game?
I'd say biologically it's just as long as it needs to be.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
You did. Hang on. Just take a second to read the Ben words list as well, Ruby.
Yeah, because I said one word.
It's
and
okay.
Then immediately
We don't know
looked
what
at
word it
and I'm
was.
like,
We don't know
that's
which
one
word
I'm
it
not
was.
supposed to say. I see them. It's
Because now I think it's hair.
Yeah.
Are you would you say you spend most of your time in space, or
No.
you don't hang out in
No.
space?
That is
No.
such a good question to ask someone.
No.
Just on a first
You could
date.
say I'm somewhere wet.
Wet.
Ooh.
Okay.
Shooting and wet.
What's the first question Hulk Hogan got asked on the podcast?
Oh, do you believe in multiple universes?
No.
Okay.
Oh, maybe.
Wow, so mysterious.
Very cool.
Enigmatic.
Basically, I'm just having fun.
So
I'm
you're a
having
wet
fun.
shooter.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
a wet shooter.
And I'm
Yep.
having fun with my friends. And some of my friends look kind of funny. Am I right?
Yeah.
I kind of noticed the way you talk has changed. Is that because of the character, or is that because of how?
That's because I'm having fun.
Okay.
Fun
Okay.
with my friends.
You're having
My
fun with your
group of
friends.
friends.
Yeah. Can you describe one of your friends to me? Like, I don't know if I've met them before.
Boy, itty bitty boy or girl, little friend, small, my buddy, same color as me.
So they are like you. They are the same. They're the same kind of creature that you are.
Yes.
Okay. Are you a human being?
Am I? I don't think so. Like, kinda sometimes.
Kinda sometimes.
No?
Humanoid, I'd say.
Humanoid
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, okay.
But then I go out of humanoid, sometimes.
Do you
Yeah,
possess the
right.
powers of magic?
In a way, you could consider it magic, but I don't know if it's not like ye old magic. It's more like magic of goop,
The magic of goop.
Yeah, right.
but not like Gwyneth Paltrow's goop.
No.
Like
Yeah.
okay.
like icky sticky goop.
Yeah, sure. You don't need to have. Yep. Steph, you're onto something.
Yeah, I would say. Would you say you like to hang out with your cool hip friends in a colorful environment?
I'd say so. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Cool and hip friends in a colorful environment.
Yeah. Would you say that you like to throw some ink around?
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay.
Sounds like you have a good time throwing some ink around with your cool friends.
You bet I do.
You're
You
the
bet I
members
freaking do.
of the Paris Salon around the start of Impressionism.
That.
And that explains why they're so wet.
Yeah. Amazing.
Well done.
Hey.
You're onto yeah. You're the Squid Kid.
Yeah, you're a squid kid.
That's right.
You're a Squid
I
Kid.
am.
Splatoon.
Yeah.
From
Splash, 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 splash.
I'm a splatty guy.
Nice. Yeah, the hair, perfect.
Yeah.
It covers the entire head tentacle portion of a Squid Kid.
Oh.
Well, there's just a stump there at the moment.
That's so scary.
Never do that again.
The fucked up thing is that Gus made that stump. The stump is not there. Gus had to make a stump for. I don't know why he made. Why Gus
think
did
he
you make the
likes
stump?
I don't know why he does the stumps.
He likes a
It's
stump. It
so
makes him
scary.
feel
Because like
like-
just
I
in
like
case
that.
they move,
Yeah.
it's
I
like
understand that though. Yeah, it looks like he's taken that little bit of arm, put that like kind of sharpened it down to a nub
repurposed
and stuck it
Yeah.
there. I get that.
That's
Sometimes you want to keep yourself busy.
That's the wiener
I
sticking
think he's
out.
just giving you options as a head to have a little bit more range.
to rotate around. Tom, would you like to have a crack?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll take your spot.
Yep.
That was great. That was awesome.
Well done. You definitely embodied the coolness of a squid.
Right? Because I look like that already.
Yeah, totally.
And I
Yeah.
was like, who? They are friends. They are friends with one another.
Have you ever considered using enough hair product so that it's no longer strands and it just becomes one block of hair like a Squid Kid?
It kind of does that sometimes if I put my curl cream in. And it
Curl
feels
cream.
kind of hard, but
Yeah.
like the curls are like so
That was my whole high school experience. Was putting enough hair product in my hair that it just went really crunchy, and then I had to crunch out each curl individually. This is before hair straighteners existed.
Oh, that's all right.
Right. Yeah. My hair, because my hair's naturally quite curly, and what I'd do was I would I'd either straighten it, or when I'd wash it and it came out quite curly, quite wavy, I'd like brush it, and then it would just go. And it was horrible.
People don't understand. You can't just brush curly hair.
You can't just brush curly
You can't
hair.
just brush it.
What if you put the straightening powder in?
See, I don't like keeping my hair straight. Is the thing.
Why not embrace the natural curl?
I do now. I didn't back
I
then.
think we're ready.
Bye,
Hi,
Scotty.
girly.
We're good?
Bye.
We're good
Just on the floor.
now.
Okay.
We'll take a second to adjust.
Yep.
Take a second to
And
Just feel it. Feel yourself in your new body.
I feel simply wonderful.
Okay. And take note of the words.
Awesome.
Take note of the words. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I understand.
Straight.
Be brave.
Be brave. Be brave.
I'm feeling braver than ever.
Only if it's in character. Only if it's
Yeah.
your character
Yeah.
trait to be
Oh,
brave.
it's
That'd
in
be cool.
character.
Oh, nice. What'd you have for breakfast?
Me?
Yeah.
A light breakfast. I think I'm going to be keeping active all day.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And what do you like to do for fun?
I teach at a community center. I keep the elderly. I've just realized that's quite a. It's not a deep cut, but it's something that you won't know about me.
Someone
That is fundamentally unhelpful for the purposes of this exercise, while being factually correct.
Okay.
But I
Interesting.
instruct self-defense within my community.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I kind of
okay,
mentor.
right.
I travel around. I do a bit of freelancing as well.
Okay.
Interesting.
Do you find the freelance lifestyle like in those gaps where you don't have work? Is that a bit scary? Like, do you miss having kind of a full-time paycheck?
I mean, for sure, but for me, I've been in work since like the early '90s, and I show no signs of slowing down. You know, in terms of it, as an A-lister, you're kind of always going to be in demand for some stuff.
I thought I was onto it, but I think now I'm not so sure.
And what is your job?
I am reading bafflingly, this is not on the banned words. I guess my job is, well, I was a secret agent, but I guess if on my tax forms, in terms of like what I make my most income from, I would say Street Fighter.
We should say, sorry, that's not on the list because we don't say the name of the character or the game name. It's all good. It's all good. We'll let that one go. There's still a lot for them to choose from. They don't know.
Well, luckily it doesn't really give anything away.
That's true. There are so many characters from that series. But you know, we were already kind of heading in that direction. You know, I was thinking like it sounds like you're maybe a Ryu or a someone who's like who mentors other characters who are kind of following your path. Can you tell me about where you're like a little bit about the place where you grew up?
Oh yeah, big time. Oh, you want me to do it?
Please.
Okay.
That would be great.
I thought we were done with the question. I thought it was just going to be, hey, are you capable of remembering?
Can you do it?
In which case, yes,
You should.
I'm very capable. There's pretty much nothing I can't do if I set my mind to it.
Okay.
I grew up with a living father who then died. He was killed.
Christian Cage would love you.
Wow.
Yeah, and then he tragically, after passing away, I was fortunate enough to be motivated to get into my career.
Yeah. Okay. Would you say you have a specific outfit that you're known by that you're in most of the time?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there's one way you see me that you're like, oh, that's iconic Tombo.
Is it kind of like himbo-y?
I am a woman. So if there's some kind of female version of a himbo, I guess it is...
A bimbo?
I was going to say herbo.
Herbo, yeah.
Yeah. I'd say it's a...
Can I ask how exposed are your butt cheeks?
Depends on what I'm doing.
Yep.
Because if I'm flip-flopping all over the place, those things are hanging out for sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
okay.
There are some freeze frames where you're looking at me and you're thinking, boy, oh boy, I hope those tights are nice and thick. Because otherwise you're going to be catching your death of cold, never mind the battle itself.
Okay. So
Right.
the cheeks are covered. Because I was thinking maybe Cammy, and Cammy's got like the nothing's left to the imagination.
Yeah. I feel like Chun-Li, I would say, is known for a specific hairstyle. Do you have your hair in some little buns quite often? You like
Yes.
little hair buns?
Are you
Yes.
Chun-Li?
Are you a
I
kid?
am Chun-Li.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
You look great, dude.
Wow.
You look lovely
This
like
is a good
that.
look for you.
Don't I look just gorgeous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Street Fighter V Chun-Li, I think.
Wow.
Which you can tell because she has those. Well, maybe it's a different game, but she has those big Bowser.
Yeah,
Like,
the
she
Bowser.
wears-
Yeah.
What
she
are they
wears
about?
those in Fortnite.
yeah.
Does she?
It might
She
be
does.
Fortnite indeed.
Yeah, awesome.
Hey, there's that nub.
Nub. There's always a nub.
And there's the
There's
nub.
always a nub.
Awesome.
I wonder if it's because they just like they made her outfit so stylish. They were like, oh, we need to give it some edge. And in 90s, the only way to give any outfit edge was a black leather, you know,
Studs.
Spikes on
spikes on a.
What are those
There's
spikes
a
on
there's a guy who works in this building, and he's like from the outset a very unassuming like just businessman, like white bread businessman, and he's wearing shirt and tie, he's wearing slacks, he's got a belt on. You know he's wearing
You
a belt.
can come back here, Tom.
No, he's busy.
Yeah, come on back.
He's busy getting the nub happening. But then he's wearing black shoes, and when you get closer, you see they are studded, spike studded
Oh,
to
yes.
all hell.
Yes.
And that's how like that's where the punk lives, still attached to his feet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I
Steph, would you like to go
I
up?
bought some shoes that had some studs on them, but if you accidentally like brush someone else's foot, then it's
You
very,
scuff their
it's-
shoes.
You'll
Well, it's
harm
also,
them.
or you catch their ankle. It's very painful for
Yeah.
them.
They yeah, I think it would have been cool if instead of like the incredibly rough looking spiked things, maybe they just gave Chun-Li the exact outfit but a wallet chain.
Oh
You
yeah.
know?
yeah,
Something
yeah.
else edgy in
Or
90s.
Not
Yeah.
the wallet chain, the one where like you pull the wallet away and then it just flies right back.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I used to have one of those and I was like,
Yeah,
this is the
know.
only time. Yeah, obviously. Look at me.
You give that vibe.
Yeah.
It's good.
It was good. You don't lose things
Yeah, you
and you
never
get
lose
something to
it.
fiddle with.
You know what? I truly believe the nowadays version of that is people having their shit on a carabiner
Yeah.
clip. That is the same to me.
Yeah.
They are the same thing.
I feel like if I messed around with carabiner, I would be appropriating queer woman culture, and I don't want to do that. Like,
But you also look a little like a lesbian.
exactly, and
So,
that's
like,
why
I feel
I'm
like
like
it's
I'm
okay.
so no. See, I'm so close to it that I need to steer away and just leave
Right.
a beautiful culture. I don't want to be stealing it.
Yeah, no, I get that. But like, I think, live your best life.
God knows I'm trying.
You can move Scotty if you need a place to put your feet.
I would never. No, Scotty is
That's
just
horrible.
perfect.
She has to stay there.
This is also just where my legs will go because they're long.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, look.
Okay.
Skater belts. Did you guys rock skater belts? I guess
yeah.
this was early noughties, not 90s.
Are we talking like
Talking about it was like a rope belt, and they had the buckle was kind of detachable.
Yeah.
Like they weren't like
Towards
a
you?
wound rope. They were just like that kind of material.
Yeah, I like a fabric belt
Yeah.
that sometimes came in like a
Big
checkerboard or something.
Exactly.
God damn.
Yeah.
Oof.
And kids at my school would like trade the buckles on them. They'd just be like Billabong and Rip Curl and stuff.
Yeah.
But they had the teeth that you had to clamp down onto the
the
fabric belt.
teeth.
So
Get it?
I found I was
getting
looking for
nervous.
belt buckles the other day because I lead a rich and fulfilled life. I was typing into eBay belt buckle.
Awesome.
And I found myself.
eBay is the perfect place to look for a belt buckle.
It's a
Yeah.
fun place to look for stuff
Yeah.
because you find stuff there that nobody should be selling. But I found a belt buckle. This person was running like a custom belt buckle name thing. Like
Yeah.
that was their whole business. Was like we can put your name on a belt buckle. They had two listings for belt buckles. One of them was custom belt buckle name, any name you want on a belt buckle. And then the other listing was alone, had none of the SEO that the other one was, but it was clearly made through the same thing, and was Trunt name belt buckle.
Amazing.
And it was just a
wait.
belt buckle with the word Trunt.
So someone had ordered a trunt,
And they just
and
had one.
they backed out on the order.
I changed my mind. No more trunt.
I actually found, I looked up my birth certificate. You're not going to believe it. My name's actually Trent.
Oh.
I don't need this
Yeah,
anymore.
sorry. I thought I wanted trunt.
33 years
I'm
old,
so
just
sorry.
realizing.
Yeah.
God.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Trunt, you're pale as a ghost. Is everything okay in your birth certificate?
My name Trent. My name Trent.
Oh my
My
god,
name Trent is
Trent's been shot. He's talking
We've
nonsense.
got, I think we've got ourselves a character.
Pull yourself together.
Hello. Do you go by the name of
Oh.
Trunt?
Are you good?
You seem to be making froggish faces.
Is
Can
everything
you not
okay?
talk?
Are you human?
Are you allowed?
Kind of.
You're kind of a frog?
No.
Are you human?
In a way.
Okay.
Okay. What have you been doing so far today, bud?
You know, I've just been just stumping around and you know.
You say stomping, are you a monstrous beast?
No, I'm very cute.
Are you a little baby guy?
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Do you like cuddles?
Okay.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, interesting. That's a mute question.
Are you a friend or an enemy?
I'm a friend. Absolutely.
Right. Cool. A friend to all?
I'm a friend to all. I believe this is your first time meeting me, actually, in this way.
What would you say is your biggest weakness?
My biggest weakness.
Just a classic job interview question for you.
Yeah.
I would say just like I just can't let things go. You know, I just hold on to stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're cute, but you're stumpy. Would you say that are you kind of like the main kind of character in your game, in your world?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. But not. Would you say that? You mentioned. Oh no, never mind. You mentioned something. I'm so scared right
Shy
now.
talking to this celebrity.
Yeah, I feel like you're kind of a big deal. A pretty big deal.
Oh yeah, people definitely know who I am. They're just they're not used to seeing me like this.
Right. Just seeing you like this.
And is it something? Is it a way that they've seen you recently?
Yeah, I've recently busted out this new look, and I think people are really going for it.
Is it a new look that's kind of sparked and I'm sorry if this is close to the bone for you, but a new wave of upsetting fan art featuring you?
I mean, look, I haven't seen anything like that, but if people want to celebrate me in all my forms, then I'm all ears for it. I think it's
all
great.
ears.
All ears.
Would you say that you've got quite big ears?
They're bigger than they usually are at the moment. I've just been.
Do you have new parts to your anatomy that would lend itself to fan art?
I'm sorry to be crass here, but I think what my esteemed colleague is asking is, do you have a nice big juicy elephant cock? There's a cut to the quick.
I wouldn't know. My pants are very round and covered, so I have no idea about what's going on down there. I just know that I've got a big honkin' trunky nose.
Honkin' trunker.
We see you. You're Elephant Mario. You know, it's interesting because that design doesn't lend itself to big cock. But
no, it doesn't.
But that doesn't mean that Nintendo hasn't accidentally swayed in that direction
all the way around
with that Luigi picture.
Absolutely.
You know the exact one I'm talking about.
Ears was a banned word. I said it back.
We said ears first, though.
Do you want some help? Okay.
Oh, I said I said it first for sure. Yeah.
Be cool.
Be cool, chat. Don't say shit.
Be cool, chat.
In fact, talk about something else completely.
This one needs a little setup as well. Just a little.
Well, I simply will look at something that is not the chat.
Yeah.
For example, my close friend Ruby.
might
be receiving some eye contact. Some nice normal eye contact from Uncle Tom.
Yeah, some really just
Can you swing that mic back to the chat?
How are things?
Really good. Yeah.
It's in front of the couch shot.
I feel like we do kind of look related.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, because you know what? You I don't know if anyone's ever told you this. You kind of look like my brother.
Huh.
You look a little bit like one of my brothers.
I don't think
It's kind of the eyes.
I don't think you guys look anything alike.
We both have brown eyes and brown hair.
Sure.
Also, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. First of all,
We look exactly the same.
we are literally
I'm not going
the
to play
same
into this
person.
ridiculous like sibling fantasy you have.
No.
'Cause you
To
know-
both me and Ruby, the hiest compliment we can give is you
same.
look like me.
Because we are both so obsessed with ourselves that we see one another. We're like, you know what? You look just like me.
And here I was thinking, you're looking just like me.
Is that not crazy?
Two great
Do
minds.
do either of you have siblings?
Can I do anything better?
I've got 4.
Angle?
I got
or-
none.
Yeah,
I
okay.
took them all. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you have a brother?
cool.
I've got 2 brothers. I've got Jake, who's in
Okay,
the
we're
chat.
ready, guys. Sorry to
and as he
interrupt.
said, he's very handsome. And I've got my brother Zach,
Nice.
who's not in the chat. He might be. He's been in the chat before. But they're nice. Oh no, he's making a face.
Oh no.
Okay, all right. Are we starting off?
Gosh.
He's
This
moving
could be
around
so
a
many
lot.
different things. I feel like that's his face for so many different things.
Yeah. Hey man.
What's up?
What are you?
Well, I'm a real go-getter. I'm an out there kind of character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a guy?
I don't have the appendage to choose one way or the other. I'll tell you one way or the other.
So
or
you're a nothing.
Oh no,
You're no biney.
I'm smooth all the way around.
Okay.
Smooth all the way
Oh.
around. Would you describe yourself as a hero?
Absolutely, I am. Yeah.
But wait. Would you describe yourself as a hero, or are you a hero?
Oh, totally. I have the confidence of being the main character, and I know all about it.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see myself in 5 years probably getting another TV show made about me, and yeah, I reckon I think that people are pretty into me.
Okay, another TV show. So
Yeah.
you've already had one. How was that first
Oh,
brush
yeah,
with fame?
I'm pretty, I deal with the fame pretty well, I kind of it kind of just brushes off the shoulders. I don't let it get to my ego or anything. I don't I was already kind of the best character, so there was nowhere to go, there was no room to go up from the best,
Well, obviously
Yeah.
it's Joel from The Last of Us.
Yeah.
This devil may care attitude.
Do you have a counterpart by any chance?
I've had a counterpart the whole time that I've kind of been in the public consciousness, but I gained a new friend at some point as well. I believe on when we did our first batch of DLC, maybe only batch of DLC. But yeah, that's when I kind of made a new pal, a new buddy. I'm still the best, so I'm number 1.
Would you describe yourself as the very best?
Not. I wouldn't go on to say like no one ever was. I'm certainly
okay,
not.
sure, yeah, okay.
From that kind of realm.
Okay, yeah.
But if you're thinking about no, they're not related at all.
And sorry, you wouldn't say that your new friend fits all your clothes, would you?
We could probably trade outfits, but I would say that we're distinct enough that it wouldn't be a 1-for-1 trade. It would be a little bit uncomfortable.
Is your new friend the same species as you?
If you could call us a species, for sure.
Oh,
So you're not human.
I'm not human.
Are you
I am
humanoid?
I am humanoid, but my head different.
Okay.
are you from Iggy's Wrecking Balls? I'm trying to think of...
But my head different.
But my head different.
It's not. It's not a
I've
head.
heard that about you, actually.
It's
Your
not a
head
head.
different.
Yo, for real.
yeah.
Oh my god. Got me
yeah.
toe curlers.
TV show.
I'm so lost. I
Yeah.
have an idea, and it is gone.
I'll tell you.
Oh, I thought you were Ken.
I'm not Ken, no. But
Are you Ken-like?
I'm not Ken-like either. I would say if I'm like anything, I'm Mickey Mouse-like.
Are you
Oh.
Cuphead?
You're
I am the Cuphead.
A new friend.
The milkshake guy who came later, right?
I think the mug came later.
Oh, the mug came later?
Mrs. Mugg.
Yeah.
Mrs. Mugg I don't recognize. Yeah.
DLC, I think.
The idea of Cuphead having a TV show is still so insane to me.
Yeah.
But it was so. It was the such a 50 animation
Yeah.
riff that it was exciting when it got announced, but I never watched it. I heard it was good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna watch things that you actually like are interested in. I'm gonna sit down and watch the same dog grooming playlist that I watch every night.
Am I up?
I love the Back to number one. I've seen a million of them, and they're all the same, but I'll watch every single one of them. Is people washing large dogs?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No?
She's
Or
this,
maybe, but I
she's
don't-
this groomer on TikTok, and all of the grooming
I hear
that she
that's
does.
a real problem over there.
she's a dog groomer on TikTok, and she her whole thing is she does it all free of charge for people who can't afford to get their dogs groomed. And sometimes there are cases where like it's because they don't want to take on such a big job.
Yeah.
And she takes on the big jobs that no one else will.
That's a little more wholesome. I was going to say, is it the one of the woman who blow dries dogs and puts it in slow motion and then puts Beyonce underneath? Because that's amazing. It's like, we be all night. And the dog's like,
Oh yeah, that's really good.
it's awesome.
I think I've seen some of that. You've shown me some of those for sure.
Me and Demi watch a Korean company called Shoe and Tree. SHU ampersand tree on YouTube, and there's we were watching it while like just completely altered out of our minds, and we like got 5 videos in, and there's at one point where they put the dog in a spa bath every time, and there's just like this dog inside this bubbling water, and like 5 videos in, just watching kind of in complete silence, I turned to Demi and was like, I just realized that they're not boiling the dog. Because I just genuinely...
This isn't a cooking video.
I thought they were just cooking the dog. I thought they were just putting, like, they had 100 centigrade, like, boiling water and just gently lowering a dog into it. It's just like...
Good.
And she was like, yeah, you saying that has made me realize it. Because we just both...
We were both thinking this is
We were both thinking the dog's just getting boiled and having a nice time.
That's so, okay. But like enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
It's cleaning.
Yeah,
Because that's
awesome.
a horrific thing to witness. It'd
be bad. It'd be bad to see in real life.
We be all night.
You can make it really small if you
No,
want.
no, I don't want to do
Funny.
that. I'll make it just
Ruby's head
off-puttingly
is
small.
currently getting adjusted to suit whatever
Yeah,
monstrosity
they gotta fix my head.
is
It's no
about to
good.
happen.
The
Yeah.
other ones that I've seen is
It's not bad.
there's been some videos of people doing like little doggy facials, not with any like products or anything, but just like wrapping the dog's head and just doing the facial, the massage,
the massage and stuff, yeah.
and just the little nose.
They do that on Shoe and Tree sometimes, and it's really...
it's so nice. The dogs really enjoy it.
They really like it.
True and true. Okay, laughing maniac. Would you say laughing is like a core trait of yours?
No.
No. Answer's no. Okay, so pretty cool, calm, and collected.
Why do you... what brings you here today?
It's my job.
Oh. Would you say you're a character with a vendetta? No revenge or some...
No.
Do you have a job?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What is that?
You're a character of few words, aren't you?
Yeah.
Is that
I take stuff.
you're a thief?
No.
You take stuff though.
Places.
You're a transporter.
Are you a truck?
That would have been so good, but no.
That is an excellent guess because as soon as you said that, I was like, that all checks out.
Not well known for their vocabulary.
Yeah. Trucks can't talk good.
No.
Okay. Not a truck. But truck-like, I'm going to have to assume.
In my ability to take things to places.
Do you have wheels?
Sometimes.
You're a transformer.
Are the wheels attached to you, or are they just you?
I utilize them.
You acquire a vehicle, would you say? Oh.
Would you say that you have to deal with difficult terrain?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Would you say that
This is the quietest Ruby has ever been.
Would you say that you are similar to... in real... Do you look a lot like a man whose son is named Mingus?
Answer the question, Truck.
Oh, sorry, Truck, I should say. Norman Reedus' son is named Mingus Reedus.
Yeah. You have to balance heavy loads while crossing difficult terrain and sometimes ladders left by other people.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can you give me? Can you talk in kind of your true accent? As your character would talk, just like a southern kind of like hickey drawl. Can you tell us about? Because I'm still not entirely sure who you are. Can you tell us in this voice, now that you're on that voice, the last delivery that you made? Can you tell us a bit about that journey?
I went to a man called Conan O'Brien.
Oh, there's a little baby guy.
Oh, cute.
That is
Very nice.
gorgeous.
Well done.
I'm pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
With my bestie.
Sam Pregnant Bridges.
Guy.
Very nice.
It's getting
Look at that
hot.
little baby. All right, Tom, you're up.
All right.
I forgot Mingus.
But I also forgot just like what Norman Reedus sounds like for a brief moment.
Yeah.
Like he does in The Walking Dead.
Well,
I think
He kind of sound like that.
I think he does.
I think he does. Yeah.
Like, my name's Sam. Like whenever you press like
don't
down on the
think-
D-pad or something.
I don't think Norman Reedus acts. I think
No.
Norman Reedus
Is
is
Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
and that is the person you see in every.
He's definitely
character.
got like a, like he is like husky, like quiet.
The one thing that
That's
I
perfect.
kind of just sound like a really like gristled Lil Jon.
Yeah.
I think because Death Stranding has so many iconic lines, but I don't think any of them are by Norman Reedus.
No,
Like he doesn't
yeah.
have "I'm fragile, but I'm not that fragile" or
yeah.
Princess Beach. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
he doesn't get them doled out.
Yeah.
Gus and I decided today that we're not besties, we're pesties because we're both annoying.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cute.
I think
I
that
like
is-
that.
In different ways,
extremely
which I
accurate.
think is really beautiful.
Yeah.
Like he's
Everyone's
annoying in
annoying
his
in their
own
own way.
special annoying way.
Yeah.
And I'm annoying in a really cute fun way.
I would say you're annoying in the traditional sense of being annoying.
Yeah.
I would say I'm annoying in the frustrating way of being annoying.
Yeah. Gus and I are annoying in the way that we're stubborn.
Yeah.
Just immovable dickheads.
You both have very different ideas that you will like say at each other, but you won't stop saying them at each other.
Yeah, that's true.
Instead of
It's-
coming to one idea.
It's a beautiful, forceful, angry dance.
It's incredible. It's like, what if we did this? It's like, well, what if we did this? And then it's back and it's like, well, what if we did the thing that I said?
Yeah. No.
Oh, interesting. But you
thing
know the
I
thing that
said.
I just said?
Yeah.
What if we
What if
did
it was
that?
that
And it's that for like an hour.
It's true. It's true.
All right, we're ready.
Welcome.
Hey, buddy.
I see you're wearing the appropriate attire.
Yes. Nothing at all.
Are you a friend?
Oh, yes, I am indeed a friend. I come in peace.
Are you a scary naked man who looks like he's just got out of the shower and is looking for his towel?
Honestly, I think I'm in a little bit too lower resolution to make that out, but I think that's my energy.
Okay.
I'm moving with a certain franticness.
Are you kind of like yucky?
Oh.
Okay. So you're
That's a great Ruby question.
Yeah, a bit yucky.
Are you
No,
a
I'm
yucky?
not
So you're
yucky.
kind of you're a sweet, nude, frantic person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just making my way in a hostile world.
Okay.
I'm being hassled.
The world is hostile.
Oh, the world's oh so hostile and it never ends.
Are you do you have a job in this hostile world or?
Well, someone's got to eat the things.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Are you humanoid? Are you a human?
I wish.
No, but you
Yeah,
wish.
okay.
I think, look, I'm a product of my time.
Product of your time.
Yeah, I think, maybe in another world I'd be walking around like you guys on your legs and hands. I don't know how it works, but I'm a product of my time. I'm just playing the cards I'm dealt.
Okay.
I wish I had enough to be human.
Are you a product of a tube?
No.
No, okay.
How are you born?
Out of a gorgeous big hole. and you?
You said you were naked.
Same.
Yes.
You said you were naked, but do you wear shoes? Would you say that you've got little shoes on?
Later on, I got some shoes. Way later. But I don't think that if you look, my classic look doesn't have shoes on for sure.
What does your average day look like?
Wake up. It's dark. I start, rushing one way. Once all that's done, I make a turn between 89 to 91 degrees, and I march over that way until all those jobs are done.
Yeah.
Then, wouldn't you know it, it's time to turn another.
Sure.
It's right angle. You kind of progress on down the tasks.
Would you say you don't have to say this word specifically, probably, but would you say that your mouth is your defining attribute?
Oh, baby, I'm all mouth.
All mouth.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm-
Oh, yeah.
They call me one thing, but
Okay.
if they didn't call me that, I'd be Mr. Kiss.
Are you scared of anything?
Oh, I'm terrified of not just of several things, but they're all the same thing.
Yeah.
Would you say that they come in different colors?
Oh, big time.
Okay.
3 different colors to be precise.
Right.
All of the colors this machine could render.
Interesting.
Well, you're a pill popper.
I'm a filthy drug addict, and I don't care who I go through to get my fix.
You're also a fan of the more natural treats, correct?
Yeah, I'll hoover up a cherry if you leave it around.
Yeah, nice.
Throw them back.
That's
Yay!
You adjusted.
It was like, am I the third ghost?
Yeah. With the hair, you are.
I know, right?
That's
I have
true,
the silhouette.
Turn to profile and open your mouth as wide as possible. There it is.
I didn't
like
ask
a-
Gus why he put this in, but there is one extra accessory here for.
Oh yeah.
For
Oh,
Mr.
you could be
Yeah.
Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah.
It's nice.
That's
I'm just
sweet.
not sure if
I'm
it's
a
because it's not Miss
married
Pac-Man.
woman.
That's Miss Pac-Man. That's
Yeah.
Miss Pac-Man.
Oh, sorry, unmarried.
Yeah. That's so sweet. Unmarried.
Gorgeous.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Lovely.
The way that you
Steph.
phrased that was insane.
Yeah.
That was so well put.
I thought you were E.T. at first. Then that's why I was like, are you yucky? 'Cause-
Kirby.
E.T.'s nice.
no, he looks fucked.
I know he looks fucked.
Yeah.
He's from another
If
planet.
if I saw E.T. on the street, I wouldn't say anything to him, but I'd probably say under my breath, like, he probably stinks.
That'd be really crazy if ET smelled like a ball bag.
That's the thing.
Like a ball bag.
He's
He
got
looks
a lot
like
of
he's all over
folds.
He
ball
looks
bag.
like nuts.
He's gonna have
Yeah.
some, unless he's showering every day and getting in those creases. He's got some
so
cheese
many
going
I
on in
think I
there.
Yeah.
specifically found it stressful as well when E.T. wore the hat and the wig.
I hate
Yes.
it.
That was like, I think that he seemed like a weird, scary witch.
Yeah, because I much prefer like when in the Scooby-Doo live action movie, Scooby-Doo dressed as a grandma to go on the plane. Love that. E.T. in a hat and wig, I will kill.
You would kill an alien. Would you? Okay. Alien ship lands, an ET type extraterrestrial comes out. Kill it on the spot?
No, I would just be.
Or are you
I'd
going to
say-
try and have a conversation?
What if,
Oh, I'd just be like, yuck.
what if the next alien that comes out of the ship is like ripped?
Yeah.
I would.
He's like looks like ET, but really hot.
Yeah, it would.
And then like a big booby version of
Yeah.
incredible sexual dimorphism, and then ET is just like
The runs?
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure that's like a robot chicken scare.
Yeah. Amazing.
And in which that case, I think it would be like that meme of like the
Handsome
girl
Squidward.
going
Yeah.
for the Chad and the virgin being like, where?
Yeah, okay.
It would be that moment.
You're walking with ET but looking over your shoulder? What's the virgin and the Chads?
I'm thinking more like the it's like that comic strip where it's like the nerd at school and the girl goes for the hot guy, but then a few years later the girl is pregnant and the guy isn't around, but then the nerdy guy became like a businessman.
It's one of those memes that is like
Chat, but I don't want to reveal it.
5 panels.
Yeah, sure.
It's like 2 panels, but
Yeah.
you know, it's just like okay, there's a lot of
It's too much
narrative.
information.
And it's basically like, oh, women dumb, and it's like, shut up.
Yeah,
but it's
really...
so prescient, isn't it?
You don't know what you got till it's gone. You should have gone for the nerd guy. It's like, whatever.
You should have actually gone for the guy who was a really bad hang and wasn't pleasant to be
actor,
around at all.
Yeah.
Whose vibes were completely off.
Once you'd gotten through 6 years of that relationship, he actually would have started up a startup. And,
He blossoms into an older guy that is awkward to be around.
You must feel so bad because he's rich now. It's like, okay, he's probably still like got awful.
But football guy
energy.
left.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that at
Football
all.
guy always leaves.
Football guy gone.
Football guy
to go play football.
Yeah.
He's off. He's
You going, Dom?
Yeah,
off to
I'm
another
good,
tour
I'm
of the
good.
You ready?
football.
Yeah.
Yep.
How
All
you
right.
feeling?
I feel good. I feel good.
Okay.
You feel good.
Yeah.
There's there seems to be a sense of like pride to you as a character.
Yeah. Well, you know, I take pride in my work. Cold wind on my face. What's better?
Are you real?
Are you American?
I would also be thrown.
Yeah. Are you real?
Like in the history of humans? No.
Where, and this is my ignorance, it's nothing to do with you. What country do you think you're from? Or just even like what?
That's up for debate at the moment, but apparently it's Wales with a strong lilt of Irish.
But where do you think you're from?
okay.
Yeah.
Like, where are you from?
I'm
You're Welsh?
I'm Welsh.
Okay.
You're Welsh.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you like do you leave Wales? I don't remember any video games set in Wales. That's why I asked the question.
Well, my favorite games are set in Wales, actually.
Jonah over
Yes,
here.
yes. I'm fond of traveling.
All right.
By
foot?
Traveling.
Yes, and by many other means.
Okay.
Foot and many other means.
What do you do for work?
Well, whatever I can, really. Look, I don't know that you'd call it honest work, but it's work. And as long as I've got good men around me, then I know I'll be fine.
Oh, so you like work with other people?
I do, yes.
Uh-huh. Like, what's your skill set, do you think? Are you a leader, and then what?
Yeah, I definitely. Look, I didn't ask to be a leader, but I definitely would say that I'm a leader for sure. Yeah.
Are you good at it?
Yes, I am. Absolutely.
Do you think you're good at it?
Absolutely.
Are you leading like the agricultural sector of Wales?
No, I don't have much. I don't spend a lot of time with animals.
Do you kill people?
On occasion.
Interesting.
With like
I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, you shouldn't admit that. That's like that's like something they teach you in like Assassin 101.
I think it's yes. I think it's implied.
What's your weapon of choice?
I like a fine musket, and I'd say a rapier is also my weapon of choice.
So you maybe then travel by sea a fair bit?
I love the ocean. Good open ocean and a sweet song and a mug of ale, and I'm a happy man.
And would you say like the flag that flies above this vessel?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Is it like a? I mean, people like would quake in fear when they see this flag coming, huh?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, inspires fear in the hearts of many.
On account of the skull and crossbones.
You'd be right.
Now that's a perfect Welsh accent.
And
so you are Now, here's the thing. Does any of us know the name of a protagonist from an Assassin's Creed game?
Yeah, you got to be old Eddie Kenway.
That's me for sure.
Oh.
No man's away.
Perfect. People saying band, but we knew you were a pirate. You know, like that because Skull and Crossbones band. No, okay.
But I didn't say that.
You did say, you did say R.
There's a patented Gus.
Oh, R.
You
Yeah,
didn't
I
say
did that.
Templar.
Well, I said
No.
that. I said R after you guys already did.
We knew.
No, it's a silent J.
Like
It's a
yogging.
Tameplar.
That's just the Welsh.
Was it Welsh?
Really
Welsh
I don't
way of
know
saying
how to
Templar.
Tame
The
Impala.
Welsh accent is very hard to do, and I don't know how to do that. I don't remember him being Welsh.
Anyway.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
Welsh is
nice.
hard. I don't think that that's like a game series you think of as like finally a Welsh protagonist.
Yeah.
You know?
Finally, Welsh representation.
Yeah.
The one, it was Nino Cooney that I remember there being a strong Welsh accent.
Yes.
That was like, that was
The tidy.
tidy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like, oh man, like Welsh representation.
I'm actually a much bigger fan of Nino Kuni 2.
Oh yeah,
That
I
is
remember you saying
my
you enjoyed
favorite
that.
one out of the two, and I think it's because I liked how much you could do in Ni no Kuni 2. Like the first one was very much like a Pokemon Final Fantasy game, but the second one to me was so many different things in a nice equal way. Like it was that kind of like role playing anime game, but then it was also like a kingdom management, and then it was also like a battalion wars type thing, and then also like what's the word? Meeting citizens around the world and them giving you like quests, and once you complete those quests they move to your kingdom. Like I thought that was such a cool thing. I honestly, anybody who hasn't played Ni no Kuni 2 that liked the first one or just likes like JRPGs in general, I highly recommend it.
I have a JRPG question, if I may.
Yeah.
I started playing. I have a Vita that I've hacked.
Awesome.
Wow.
And so I started playing Final Fantasy X on that.
Yeah.
And I'm bouncing off it. And I think that maybe JRPGs just aren't for me. I've been playing some like classic Pokemon as well. But like, what do you think is the one? If you had to
on
say.
Vita, I'd say Persona.
Oh, I mean, I love Persona 5.
Yeah.
I've
I think
played
you'd
and finished.
enjoy. I think it was Persona
P4
3.
is on Vita.
Maybe
Vita, yeah.
maybe try playing the 7 remake.
Oh yeah.
You're doing the same face.
It's the same character. It's literally the same character.
Yeah, I'd play the 7 remake. I feel like that's probably like, it's more updated and it's got more going on.
Yeah.
Hi. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, beautiful.
Oh dear.
You seem like
Is this guy bothering you?
quite the charismatic character.
All right.
Would you consider yourself a ladies' man?
I wouldn't say that word, but yeah.
Which word? Man?
Not man. I can say man.
Okay, can't say ladies. Are you Leisure Suit Larry?
Yeah. You know it.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what's so straight out.
Sorry. My superpower, I can detect a Leisure Suit Larry. Yeah.
The only other time that I've worked here that Leisure Suit Larry has been mentioned, it has been in a guessing game that I got so quickly.
We are related.
But you didn't have any information to go on, I don't feel like, in that one.
It was pretty minimal, but like just.
But you just
based
like
off,
zeroed in on it hard.
based off the vibes of
It
like
is the
what
vibe.
people were saying
That's
very
true. It's all
about
early.
the
I was
vibes.
like, this is Leisure Suit Larry box office bust.
There you go. That was Celebrity Head Jobs, everyone. Thanks so much. Oh, there they are.
Wow.
We're going to get a Leisure Suit Larry in there next time.
That's so great. I love the rotating costumes.
We'll be back after a short ad break.
You gotta keep them separated.
It's the game plan, but for some reason there's a zillion games coming out this week, so I'm just going to yell a bunch of words. Eternites promises as much dungeon clearing as there is romancing. Heretic's Fork. It's Vampire Survivors, except you can't move, and it's a deck builder because of course it is. Noor, play with your food. I'm actually not sure what this game is, but it is making me super hungry. Like trucks? Hate bogs. Want to get the trucks you like out of the bogs you hate? Be that hero in Heavy Duty Challenge. Now, you might be thinking that Gunbrella is a game that involves a gun that doubles as an umbrella, and you'd be right. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has DLC, you know what to do. Catch 'em all. Ad infinitum. It's giving horror, it's giving PTSD, it's giving me nightmares for at least a month. Deceit 2 is like Among Us, but way more gross and with demonic rituals. The Island of Oahu is just a gear shift away in the Crew Motorfest. Proof that FMV is still having a very real comeback, sleuth it out in the Isle Tide Hotel. And Axolotl. You're an axolotl with guns, need I say more? Now there's gotta be something on that list for you. Why not type the name of it right here? Australia, we've got something to tell you. We've got news for you. Gonna put some wheels in motion. Get ready, because we're coming through. The VegaBus is coming. And everybody's jumping. Tullamarine to Bendigo. An interstate free disco. The wheels of steel are turning, and the traffic lights are burning. So if you like to party, get on and move your body. We like to party. We like to party. The VegaBus is coming. Paid for and sponsored by the We Like to Party Party.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Must be time for another
Doom, 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 doom.
No, seriously, I didn't see you there. Where have you gone? Do you know where we are? I've been walking for days and there's just this fog. I can't see anything more than 20 meters in front of me. It's just this fog. You're the first person I've seen who doesn't have a pyramid on their head. Why does everyone have a pyramid on their head? I mean, this is just a forest and a town and a place. This certainly isn't a sort of pseudo recreation of some sort of psychological trauma that I once had. No, don't go. Damn it, the nurses are that way. Is this because I made fun of Lost that one time?
Welcome back.
Hey.
Shouts out to BlackDeath and Bmac who had some words for us there. And you saw there we had the game plan and some very cool stuff's coming out, including a game made for Tom Walker.
I let out a genuine gasp at Heavy Duty Challenge.
Heavy Duty Challenge is such
wait.
a you game. That is such a you game. And you also saw their freaking podcast. If you listen tomorrow, our episode with Steph,
Me. Hi.
it's happening. It's very exciting. We talked about Baldur's Gate.
What a surprise.
Shocking. Shocking. And it's coming out tomorrow. It's going to be great. It's a beautiful, beautiful episode that I toiled on, I'd say.
Oh, nice.
I
There was
toiled
some
on.
toiling.
Oh, there was
I
toiling.
saw some toiling.
I
Is
toiled.
it because I
Yeah.
talked too much and you had to cut down all of my brilliant commentary on life? And,
No. Pete was like, you should try and tidy it up a little bit. And I was like, okay. And so I took out every and every from both of us.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I'm
so much work.
I went
an
wacko crazy mode.
and also, sort of is a bad one.
I do.
Sort of.
I have this thing where like when I'm thinking, but I haven't like like I'm in the middle of talking, but I haven't thought about the rest of what I was gonna say. I just go blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm a fucking car.
That feels nice though. Like it's easy to see on the waveform at least.
Yeah. It's so easy. They're always the same shape. It's incredible.
Yeah.
If I'm anything, I'm consistent. You know, it's good.
Sort of and likes are my worst ones.
Oh yeah.
But it's so hard to eliminate something from your vocabulary that you do unconsciously.
I pick up stuff all the time, so I'll do like you know what I mean, quite regularly, and also I think that's my just fucking uppercut myself. Yeah, a lot of you know what I mean. It's a lot of actuallys, and even just like full phrases. Like it's actually interesting because
I love
like that whole phrase.
Yeah.
It's actually funny because why?
Because everyone has their beats. They give themselves beats to think of what's coming next.
Yeah.
And so it's just like an automated.
You sort of panic.
Loop.
I think mine is one thing that that's how I will start a sentence when I'm like, I'm not ready to say this yet,
good.
so I need to
like
give
a year
myself some
11
time.
speech.
At any
one thing that I wanted to add was...
That's really good. Yeah, because at any one of those syllables you can pause and that buys you more time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you got any tricks up your sleeve, Tom?
Well, some of them, but I try and... I mean, you're fucking hearing me now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I stutter quite a bit. So I'll just find myself doing that.
Yeah.
That's my example. But also, like, I don't edit anything out of our podcast that is like I have a podcast with my fiance called BigSoftTitty.png. And it's very stupid. So, and like, obviously, if you're fucking downloading that, you're not going to be like, oh, is that an I here? It seems we're not dealing with the sophisticated wit of the intelligentsia. Like, you're listening to the podcast where we talk about, just finding diarrhea.
And that's also on the SansPants network. Correct?
We left!
Oh!
Yeah!
Oh!
We don't need anybody!
Oh, this feels like Nate's podcast a lot.
Tell me about... I'm not a podcast person. What is Sans Pants? It just means no pants. No Pants Media. That's their company.
Sans Pants Radio.
So
it's No Pants Radio.
Is it a radio station?
Is it like Devolver for podcasts?
It is. They started a podcast really early on. They got huge. They got a bunch of podcasts that make mondo money. And so they try and spread that around by like helping people out who, in our case, when we were starting out, Zamet, who runs it, reached out to us and was like, hey, do you want to, like, we can help you out with this stuff. And we're like, that sounds great. And then we were recently like, hey, I think we're okay now. We can just go and do this on our own. And they were like, yeah, totally. And we, like, after that, we had Jackson from that episode, from that thing on our episode. And, like, we're still friends with those guys.
So we're still cool.
Yeah, we're still cool.
They were also a type of tongue.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is not a negative, like, thing, but it was just like a thing of like, hey, we're not like helping each other out at all, right? Like professionally. Yeah. Like, can we just be friends?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Are they doing so well that they're the kind of people that would go home with a couple of Predator statues and not even worry about the discount?
I don't think any podcaster outside
of
podcaster
is making that much
Conan
money.
O'Brien, who is a podcaster by dint of not wanting to be on TV anymore, is doing that well.
Yeah.
They can't buy the $55,000.
But let me just say, if you're watching the Joe Rogan Experience and suddenly you see an exquisite xenomorph made of trash.
There is nowhere
These actually walked the earth. Did you know that?
Whoa.
Yeah, they come back every now and again to fight guys who get too good at jujitsu.
Wow. There is nowhere I could better imagine
That's crazy, man.
a Predator statue made out of bicycle parts than on the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah. Let's not sell the guy short.
Sure, yeah. It's
they're big.
Assorted machinery. Yeah.
Gail, can you bring that up? What's that guy's name? We also have something exciting to announce now, which is the next merch for the Merch Pocket tier on Patreon. There it is.
I never know what this stuff is, so every time you said that there's an exciting announcement, I'm like, ooh.
You're excited too.
Yeah.
This is the 3-year anniversary tee because it happened to coincide with our anniversary, so that is going to be the next shirt that's coming on the through Patreon. You were aware of that from the anniversary, but we didn't have this amazing graphic made up. I'm not gonna like point out
It's so realistic.
all
Yeah.
the flaws in the design.
I
That
think
was
it's
taken today.
flawless.
I'm not wearing that shirt. Those with a keen eye will see the change in the black.
Why are you
And
pointing
then
it out?
you just said you weren't going to.
Yeah.
Of course I'm going to. I didn't make
But
this.
then why did you say that you weren't going to?
I think it's a really good job done by a friend.
I think it's a deep-seated fear he has of even like suggesting or hinting at subterfuge to our audience. He's like,
all
I don't even want to pretend or joke about the fact that this is like something we haven't photoshopped.
It doesn't exist yet.
Someone says are those Gus's arms?
They are. Hold your fingers right, like this.
But
That's me.
Yeah.
They are not Gus's arms. But that is Gus's design, a beautiful design. It is coming on the shirt. So if you are at the merch tier, you will be receiving that shirt. Ben will tell you when.
And Ben will tell you when.
I think it's like a few weeks away. I think it's pretty soon that that's getting rolled out.
ooh, in time for PAX, maybe not.
Probably not in time for PAX, no.
Dang.
We were going to do another segment, but we went long tonight doing some other fun stuff. But I don't want to miss out on the opportunity to thank DumpDaze, one of the major sponsors of the show. So we should have a quick look at one of DumpDaze's wonderful comics. Josh is going to bring one up. We haven't seen it yet, but we'll read it. Ruby and I will take the characters.
Yeah. I can read.
Oh, there's only one character.
There's only one in this one.
It's me.
Yeah, Ruby.
Wow.
Do your Daryl Dixon voice.
Oh. All right. No, I won't.
Yeah, no. This is a new character.
Let's have it's a helpline. Let's have Steph do it.
Oh, do you
Steph,
want to
you
do
can
it?
do it. Yeah, it's a helpline.
Oh.
Call center.
Or
Bin Chicken Helpline. How may I assist you? So you didn't shit all over their bin. Okay, you better go back and finish the job.
There you go.
Because they always shit on the bin.
There's a lot of ibises in this area.
I love ibises.
I think they're really sweet. They definitely have like a dinosaur head.
I think they've had a hard life.
So they do, but they nest very aggressively in the tops of palm trees and stuff around this area. So there's often like a hectic commotion that's happening above, and it's a bit stressful.
Yeah.
You guys ever see a teen ibis getting fed? So cool.
A teen ibis?
So you watch.
How did you know it was a teen?
It was smaller and it looked like a teenager. It was small enough.
Did it have a
that
kind of punky attitude?
It was visibly like it was younger. It was chasing around its mum or whatever. And it's like regular size ibis is like, and then this little ibis is walking up to it, and whenever the mum's like, meh, the smaller ibis is like trying to poke its beak inside the other beak to get food. But it's going because the beak is so long.
It's usually
like
the other
going
way.
into the head. It's going into the head of it. Yeah, usually the mummy wants to give the food away, but now the child wants to take.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was crazy.
I
You're
never
witnessing
thought
the
about
transition.
that.
Yeah.
Because you don't think about baby birds. They go from like they hatch and they're like beep 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 beep.
Yeah.
And then what happens next?
I remember. I have distinct memories of a like spring when I was growing up in my parents' place, and there'd be like a teenager magpie that would be like waiting to get fed on the lawn, and it would just go. It would scream, and then you would just hear the sound of it going as the sound was interrupted.
Yeah.
With worm, and then it would immediately start up again. And this is me hungover trying to like not.
Shut up, bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still kind of stuck on like telling how it's a teen because in my mind, birds is just babies then grown.
Yeah,
No.
totally.
Oh,
Magpies
man.
are grey.
Teen birds often have that kind of in between state.
Yeah. Well,
Where-
you see, like in penguin documentaries, when they've still got like the baby feathers
The
poking
down.
out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like happy.
And seagulls,
from
they
feet.
have
From the feet film.
seagulls have grey around their eyes and their legs are grey until they become adults and they turn
His name is Mumble.
orange.
Is his name Mumble?
Yeah, his name's Mumble.
Yeah. Okay. Josh is
Sorry,
like.
I thought his
yeah.
name was Happy for a moment, but his name's actually Mumble. I'm
The
thinking about
penguin?
Happy Feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not wrong.
No, I don't. I know. I'm not
I can't believe that was George Miller. I just can't. Every now and again, I think about it, and I'm like, the
It's really
same
cool.
guy that directed Mad Max directed Happy
Yeah, but he
Feet.
cut his teeth
Yeah.
on Babe.
Yeah.
That's
Did
also
he,
messed
did
up.
he also do Babe 2 Pig in the City?
I think he didn't direct the first Babe. I think he wrote Babe.
Yeah.
And then I think he directed Babe 2 Pig in the City.
He
But
can
Babe,
do
but
it
Babe
all.
even has a bit of
He can do
darkness to
whatever
it,
he
you know.
wants.
I kind of get it.
I mean,
Babe is a bit
there's
fucked
no
up.
If I
reason why a
remember
pig
correctly,
should
the
be in
pig
the
is in the
city.
city. Yeah.
Yeah. It went
And that's
all
so
that way.
scary.
Pigs shouldn't be
There's
in the
no
city.
there's nothing in the city for pigs.
It's kind of fucked up. It's like a Joker moment.
Cities for people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like get out of here.
That's where I go, not a pig.
There's a pig in the city. Okay.
Get the pig out of the city, okay?
Yeah, for real.
That's the whole movie.
Yeah.
Get out of
Get
here.
it out of
pig.
here.
Well, I think that kind of is the whole movie.
It's not where the pig should be.
Like the
They-
trauma of the pig in the city going, this
Yeah.
is a bit too much for me.
Yeah.
Babe 3. Babe 3, they fix it. Babe 3, of course.
What
Pig
happened
on
on
the
Babe?
farm.
What happened on Babe 3?
Oh,
Pig on the farm.
pig on the farm.
So
It's
nice.
just the
That's where
pigs
pig
there.
belongs.
That's kind of normal.
Yeah.
That's where pigs
That's
started.
a really normal moment.
Yeah.
Pig
And that's
on the
where
farm.
it should be. They made a huge mistake with Pig in the City.
It should have been like
Everyone freaked
should have been
out. They
like-
went, no,
Babe 3, yeah.
Standing up in the theater.
This can't happen.
Because the title comes on screen.
Standing up
They've gone
Pig in the what?
Get it out of there!
No!
No,
That's
no,
for the cinema! Check out your seat.
Yeah.
Is it still here? Is it still here?
The pig's behind me. Because you're in the city. Because that's where you see
Presumably.
movies.
You might be at a regional cinema.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Didn't think about that, did you?
Why do
I
they have
didn't,
to give
you're
him
right.
weird hair?
That's what
Scotty's
about it
like,
like that.
fuck this shit.
Dog, get out of here now.
Yeah. Dog in the city.
Done
That's
with that.
normal.
Dog in the city.
Pretty normal. Rat in the city. Been there, done that. I think on that note, we should wrap the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too loud, sorry.
It's all about having that final.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
You, yeah.
The rise of the pig fear.
What's it called in the music when you do it?
A crescendo.
There we go. We had to have a crescendo.
But we do have to do a credit read before we. This is the proper crescendo. And Tom, I would love for you to say the names of the people that give us the money.
It would be my honor.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to the mods. Gat, Syntax Error,
Yeah.
Listalia Sithcat, Phoenix O'Lion, Disturbed 778, Jex Caboose, What the Shark, Snail XD, Lord Shadamar.
Can you say them all like they're a question?
Guspia Wrangler, DumpDaze, Apiarist Baker, Honey Bun Bun,
It just sounds like a Cali girl.
Bot Lubricator, Techologic, who can forget Foot Severer,
Can
in
you
that
say
role it's
them
Moth
like
Captain.
there's a pig in the city?
Wardrobe Department.
He's so scared. Be brave.
Remover of foot from Gus's mouth, babbling boffin. Milliner for Williner, mechanic actor.
And can you say it?
Gaming chair supplier, Buri, and technician Kane Lavos, skating groomer, glowing mate, best boy, it's chef, barbecue boy, the
pig's behind you.
Ninja Pyro. The pig's not supposed to be in the city. We have measures to make the pig and not in the city. Box boy, Boxy.
Yeah.
Weird little guy, Empod 18, Scotty Breeder. Whoa, Bifrost. Congratulations. Scotty Feeders, Super Studios, Pitch Perfector, MiddleCee, Jazz Hands Coordinator, Jazzles, Designer of Worlds, A. Timothy, Community Hot Boy, Nicrotex, and his hot boy, The Coastal City. Remover of Sass, Sassless, House Band, Muso for Hire, Dinosaur Supervisor, Phil Tippett, and Credit Supervisor, Oz Naminator.
Hey, well done.
How's your voice? Can I get you some lemon and honey?
No, I'm gonna be fine. I'm a professional.
Yeah.
Do they teach
he
that
does
in
that all
clown
the
school?
time.
As long as there's not a
Screaming at the kids.
if I leave this building and there is a pig in the city, I don't know what I'll do.
I pray that there's not.
Yeah, don't give me lemon. Shut up. Everybody shut up.
Coming up next is the post show, as sponsored by Oz Naminator.
Oh yeah.
Finish him. And for Oz Naminator, we are now bringing in some Aussie rhyming slang. We didn't know this was a thing, but apparently it's a thing. I don't recognize any of these rhyming slangs, but I'm going to read out the slang, and you're going to tell me what the slang is in reference to. As a reminder, a classic British rhyming slang is "Let's hit the frog and toad," "Let's hit the road," "Let's go home." What? What am I saying when I call someone a coffee scroll?
Cunt.
You know what? You're not far off.
Real pig in the city.
A pig in the
He's
city.
a real pig in the city. A coffee scroll?
Like a person who's like, kind of like round, but also maybe like strong.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like the taste and look of a
That's an interesting take.
But that would sound like that, but that sounds like a compliment, whereas the implication is that it's a put down.
It is a put down, and it's a very Australian put down. It is a put down that women probably threw around at each other in like the 80s, maybe 70s.
It's like slag adjacent.
Yeah.
It's slag adjacent, but it's a coffee scroll, which means
I would say in the immortal words of that girl from The
Blues?
Bachelorette.
Oh right, yeah.
Game on, mole.
Game on, mole.
Mole-like?
Yeah. Apparently, calling someone a coffee scroll, this is from the website alldownunder.com.
Alldownunder.com.
Is calling someone a woman who is immoral, promiscuous, mole.
Yeah.
Which is awful, but also quite funny.
Yeah. Now it's just a big slut.
Yeah.
Coffee scroll just like it sounds delicious and like
loves to be eaten.
Yeah.
I guess.
You sure?
And who can't relate?
All right.
Is that such a crime?
Go to bed.
That is our show, everyone. Thank you for joining us in chat, and for those of you who supported us on Patreon, we really appreciate it. You can, if you can't support us on Patreon, please share the show around with your friends and family. Head to backpocket.gg for links to all of our Discord, which is free to join. Patreon is also free to join, but the Discord goes off. Join our socials. Check out our Redbubble store for merch that you can pick up as well. Tom, what are you up to next?
Streaming on Twitch. I got a work in progress show next week, but that's gonna be fucked.
A work in progress live show?
I do comedy, so I'm gonna be doing some shows at Sydney Fringe. But the main things, tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m. to twitch.tv/Demi Lardner. Demi's my fiance. She's doing a game show that she's done once before. It's called So You Want to Win a Penis Pump.
Awesome.
And it's a game show that she puts a frankly terrifying amount of work into. And I'm streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/Tom Walker over there.
There you go.
Max,
can you win a penis pump? I'm asking for a friend.
Yes, you can.
Okay, cool.
And your work in progress show, is that just at the factory theater?
That's at the factory. It's in like a 50-seater. Tickets like $15 or something. It's just like a chill mess around with me putting on stage all the stuff I've been thinking.
Are you like taking notes live? Is it that kind of work in progress, or are you just like debuting it for the first time?
No, just like making it for the first. Oh, it's gonna suck.
Do you have cue cards where you like say the joke, look around? If you don't get enough laughs, you're like, that one's gone.
I'm not exaggerating to you when I say that is the full 60 minutes, and I have been using cue cards because I think they are the funniest prop.
It's funny as hell. It's very funny. I brought cue cards to the Great Debate last year.
They're so funny. The moment like the beat this gives you.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about putting a spin wheel in your comedy routine?
You guys saying that you have the catch.com.au wheel does make me want to investigate the wheel.
Yeah, endless fun in a wheel.
Until it stops.
Every spin. Yeah, and then it ends.
We started to get a bit delirious towards the end. I would say you can spin the wheel too many times.
You stay spinning in here, you know? And
even when the wheel
my
is
makeup
stopped.
was
Yeah,
running.
yeah.
And I was
Sometimes
just
the damage
drawing.
sits.
Yeah.
Drama.
If you want to see Wrestling Empire stuff, I got some up on YouTube also. My
Yeah, awesome.
YouTube's
Sick.
just Tom Walker Wrestling Empire. That'll get you there.
I-
I have like a stream highlights YouTube channel because it's nice to have.
Yeah,
yeah,
totally. I
nice.
can't wait to see the many lives you've lived in that game.
Dude, it is genuinely the best tragedy generator in video game history. It's incredible.
Amazing.
Oh.
That's youtube.com Tom Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Or
know.
he's
You'll
good.
find your way there if you
Just look
want.
for Tom. Just look for Tom on
Yeah.
YouTube, and you can find that as well. We're going to be back next week, and for those of you at the Back Pocket Tea, we'll see you in the post show coming up soon. We're going to raid someone, not sure who, but it's going to be great. See you later, everyone. Bye.
Goodbye.